summer tune-up. Plus, score a free repair or replacement quote and $100 off a new garage door. Forward and back.
RENNER.
St. Louis, DGS, 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday? Yeah, that feels like a Monday to me. I was really shrewd. I'm not very shrewd. And I was able to wind my way around the days and get like a 5-day weekend. So it was really nice. I needed it more than I thought I did, but it's great to be back. And my good pal, Tom Ackerman, is kind enough to stay for a segment because you start work at like 1 in the morning or something like that. So by the time you get home, you have to get up again. So I really appreciate it. But Tommy and I were talking today about the Cardinals, and he said, man, at noon on the Gas House Gang, I'm going to lay it out for the listeners. And I had a client come in, and I didn't get to listen, and I heard he and Wheels talking in the kitchen, and I'm like, hey, could you stay for one more segment on the DGS? And this, you're going to laugh at me, but I mean this. This is sort of like when I, on the 100th anniversary, had Bob Costas and John Goodman on at the same time. Like, just stay out of the way, Dave, right? And so you guys discussing this, I really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to it. So, Tommy, I know you did it an hour ago, but you kind of briefly redo what you did on Gas House and talk us through these last few days and the pitching and the decisions that the Cardinals are making?
Yeah, and Wheels and I will discuss it. And I really think that I'm just going to go out there and say I don't like it. Not that I don't like what they're doing necessarily. I just don't like the situation that they're in, where they have to basically go out there yesterday and face, if not the best team in baseball, the second best in the Milwaukee Brewers, who are going to pummel any pitcher out there who isn't going to fool them. And they didn't get fooled in game 2 by Schuster. I joked on our text thread yesterday that Matt Swanson and Bruce Zimmerman actually combined for a quality start.
They did.
Six innings and 3 runs allowed. But the Cardinals didn't have enough offense either to attack the Brewers, so their pitching has to be perfect. And they put themselves in a situation here, some of it unlucky, where they've had some injuries go against them, and they've had some pitchers start to wear down here a little bit, where they had to go and call up Bruce Zimmerman with the expectation that he was going to be DFA'd right after that. Jared Schuster, who is another lefty that they put out there yesterday in relief in game 2 of Hunter Dobbins, who got pummeled in an inning and a third. He gave up 7 runs. And the expectation, although they haven't announced the roster moves just yet, is that he will also be taken off that as DFA'd. So they'll have to add somebody else. And the assumption is, based on various reports, and got me very excited yesterday, that will be Luis Gastelum. More on that in just a moment, why I like him so much. The Cardinals, the main part of this is that they wanted to give their starters a day. And so Michael McGreevy will pitch tonight on 6 days rest, and Andre Palante is going to pitch tomorrow. What I said on the Gas House Gang is understand that you don't know, nor do I actually, how and why they need a day. We could just assume, well, they need an extra day rest. Well, we don't know the full extent of what they're feeling. We know what we're told. We have to take that as it is, as it's put out there. But you don't always know what a pitcher is going through. And the Cardinals cannot afford to let this pitching staff collapse. If it does, this season is over. And not only that, but next season is compromised, because then you're starting to bring up minor leaguers that aren't ready, and it can create a bit of a domino effect. The other thing that the Cardinals need to do is make sure that this bullpen is protected for the long haul, because if that collapses, then it's all going down again. If your rotation can give you 5, that's great, but that's usually not good enough. That means you got to give 4 to your bullpen, and you're burning relievers. So they can't continue to put out, unless they're trying to get a playoff spot in September, then you go all in, I guess. But on July 7th, you can't burn everybody in a doubleheader knowing that you have to stretch this thing out as long as you can. That's where Gastelum comes in, where I think they do bring him in, and he becomes the guy that probably should have been this a month ago. I'm not sure where he would have fit in or if he could have or not. But he's the type of reliever that can help you. He's young. He's got a nice arm. He's got a great changeup. Help you at the back end of the bullpen. So the Cardinals have a plan for the rest of the season, and they had to, unfortunately, have this all happen where they had a rescheduled doubleheader against one of the best teams in baseball, and we saw what happened yesterday. And the shame of it all, Wheels, is that it happened yesterday where you got Jacob Misiorowski not once but twice. Jordan Walker hit him out on a 95-mile-an-hour cutter, and then Ivan Herrera, who was practicing against 107 against the machine, so he'd be ready, hit one out also. I mean, and you lost the game. That was one you could have stolen. It's all just a tough thing to digest right now.
Yeah, I mean, part of the problem, too, is maybe don't push off games if you don't have to. Because this game probably didn't need to be pushed to this point way back when. You maybe should have
tried.
You're
talking about the rescheduled 115 game?
Yeah. Like, I mean, this is and now because they did the same thing with the Arizona game, instead of moving the game earlier, whether that was the team or Major League Baseball or whatever, now you're going to come out of the All-Star break with 20 straight games and no off days. You're not getting out of this trouble anytime soon because a 4-day off or 4 or 5 day break, Monday through Thursday essentially. So a 4-day break isn't fixing everything. A week into that next stretch, you're back in the same position if your starting pitchers still aren't getting deep enough into games. And Leahy is not going to get super deep into games. He's been really good lately, but he's not going to get there on a regular basis because he's been a reliever for 2 or 3 years, and you're not going to put that workload increase on him because it increases your injury risk. Matthew Liberatore hasn't been good enough to get deeper into games. He's getting rocked the third time through the order. They got to be careful still with Dustin May. I mean, look at what happened with May after going complete game. He hadn't been the same since. Not hitting foot, but that was after he was getting rocked already in that inning.
That's a really good point.
So, and look, May hasn't pitched in 3 years. He's been hurt for 3 years, so you got to be careful with him, and this is kind of the point. So there's only 2 guys you can ask more from, and that's McGreevy and Palante. So you're in this position the way that you are, and the more you go down this route, you look at the bullpen. They're all on pace for 75 appearances. That's insane. Normal is that's probably 10 to 15% more than what would be a normal workload in as for relievers. Typically, you want what, Tom? 65 appearances is kind of like a regular reliever, what you would hope for. Justin Brule's already been in 40 games. We're at the All-Star. We're not even at the All-Star break yet. When you look at it, 37 games for Graceffo, and he already went down to the minors once. Matt Svenson's been down to the minors. He's got 35 appearances. These guys are all being worked really hard, and a lot of these guys were worked hard last year too.
Yeah, and
so this is the hard part: is you don't have one side that's able to give the other side, bullpen versus rotation, the break that they occasionally need. And when you call up guys, you're calling up Bruce Zimmerman. And you're calling up Jared Schuster. The Brewers are calling up Robert Gasser, who goes out there and shoves for 7 1/3 innings. They got a guy in their bullpen, Patrick, who would be a number 4 starter on most teams in baseball, and he's just their long reliever.
Yeah, how many games?
He just pitches when they need him to, Chad Patrick. So, this is the difference. Milwaukee is showing you why they're better than you. It's because they have more high-end pitching, right? They've got maybe the best pitcher on the planet. And they got Kyle Harrison, who's going today, who's pretty damn good, too. Another big strikeout guy, lefty who throws hard. They've got multiple closers, so they can get you a number of ways in the bullpen. They've got a really deep lineup. They've got a really strong bench. And the one area where you're probably equal to them is defense. I think the 2 teams are both really strong defensive teams. But you're seeing why Milwaukee's the better team and why they're the division leader, and you're trying to get to that.
I know. We're talking about McGreevy, I feel like, or at least I am, like he's Adam Wainwright or something. Like he's your one guy who can go deep. You know how many times he's gone 7? 0.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is my point. And part of that, I know, is their design. because they're trying. They've been doing this for a couple of years where they're really working hard to try to keep pitchers healthy. So they're not overworking guys. You're gonna have to start asking more from the guys who can give you more, because the bullpen's breaking, and it's going to continue to break. And I don't just and look, I think guys like Palante and McGreevy can handle it. And this is where I find the interesting debate. This is a symbolic thing that's happening in the sport. Do you prioritize health or performance? Because you can't usually have both. It doesn't always work that way. You want to manage workload and keep guys healthy. Well, they're not, but you're also then not getting what you need out of them. You're not getting the innings you need out of Palante and McGreevy. You're not getting the quality that you need out of the other guys. And certainly, I mentioned with Leahy and May, you have to be careful. And Liberatore's just not giving you any choice. You have to take him out of games when you're taking him out because he's getting rocked. So this is kind of that balance where, okay, they're healthy, but are they giving you what you need to compete? Because a lot of teams are saying, I don't care if my guys are healthy. If they're not good, that doesn't help me. They need to be good. They need to give us the innings, the strikeouts, the performance. But it's also a statement of reality. Like, this is where the Cardinals were coming into the year. This isn't a new thing. Everybody knew this, but they played above what the expectations were. So it changed how we were looking at it for a while.
Let me ask you guys about that from the 30,000-foot view, because, I was talking to Tommy this morning that I consider myself a fairly well-informed fan, but I'm several rungs below you guys. And so if you take the fan base, may be a little less informed than me because they don't work at KMOX. Now you have two big masters to serve. Heim's been saying, look, if it's short-term or long-term, we're going to make the long-term decision every time. We're expected to win 78 games this year. We may win 78, we may win 84, but people are expecting to win 84. And now you can't lose this momentum. The tarp's off and people showing up at the ballpark. I don't envy the Cardinals.
I agree with that, and I think that they will be entertaining the second half because you're going to start to see some names that you've been wanting to see. Joshua Baez is going to play in the second half of the season, and a lot of fans might not know who he is. Well, you're going to know soon because he's a right-handed hitter who can absolutely crush the ball. Now, in the minors. In the major leagues, there will be an adjustment period. These guys are so young. I mean, even McGreevy, going back to him, he's 26 today. He is making his 18th start of the season today. You know how many starts he had in his career coming into this year? 19. So he doesn't have the big league experience, even though we sort of see him now as becoming a veteran big league starter. And Kevin's right that you can expect a little more out of him because
he did it in the minors too.
Yeah.
So he was a guy that
I'm talking about as a major league starter.
Sure, but I mean he's carried the innings. Like we know physically he can do the work.
But he's still adjusting to, the situation, how to manage a game and how to adjust and he is getting there. And he to me was the one guy going into the season that I could count on to go deeper into a game. I didn't know enough whether Dustin May would be able to get it going yet. And he's shown some very good signs of doing that. Obviously, he's got big league experience. Liberatore, Palante, Leahy. The Cardinals they are a work in progress when it comes to starting pitching. It just is what it is. And I think that they've accomplished a lot. But to your point, ride the momentum. It's an entertainment business. Let's see Luis Gastelum. Wait till you see this guy's changeup. It's fun. And he's going to be throwing hitters off balance. And he'll run into some issues because this is, again, big league hitters, big league situation.
Is this his first time up?
Yeah. You're going to see eventually some other players come up. Maybe not until next year, but they've got some big-time pitchers down in the Double-A. Big time. Liam Doyle, Tanner Franklin. Eventually, Quinn Matthews will be more consistent to pitch at this level, and then they're going to continue to draft and bring up some players. Eventually, the teenager, Raniel Rodriguez, who's a tremendous hitter, will be at a level where you can start wondering whether he's going to break into the big leagues, but not yet. But it's all coming. You've got to keep your fans entertained, and they have some offense, some excitement right now that can do that. But you have to have your pitching in place, or it's all going to fall apart.
Thanks for staying, buddy.
Always great to be here.
Appreciate it. Tell you guys about my friend Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. He's actually going to be on the show in about 12 minutes. So, but he is, first of all, he's a great guy. He really, truly is. really cares about his customers. Just had one of my best friends who I was playing golf with earlier this week, and he reached out to Stewie, and he was just getting screwed in this deal with another mortgage company. And Stewie was able to save him tons and tons of money. He'll do the same thing for you. He has the bagel loan, which it's called the bagel loan because the bagel looks like a zero. You pay 0 fees. He's the only person in the St. Louis Metro that I know of that does that every single day, 365. He's also re-implemented the 1% deal, and that is for a limited time. Anyone who does a new 30-year mortgage with Stewie, he's going to take 1% off that loan for the first year. And when he gets here in 12 minutes, he can tell you what the mechanism of that is. But just so you know, that's pretty great. I mean, that's a real safety valve for you guys. He's going to give you his cell phone number, 314-324-4440, 314-324-4440. You can Google the Bagel Loan NMLS 226715.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog, but they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear.
It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Proudly serving St. Louis for over 100 years. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. As I said, we have Stewie coming up at the bottom of the hour. My pal Jimmy Griffin's going to be with us. Janelle switch days, so she'll be here at 3 o'clock. Matt Pauly later on. So, and I've got 3 pages of show prep.
Oh, you have all those days.
3 pages.
So do you keep them day to day, or do you kind of start a new thing every day?
I mean, on a normal week. So, okay. So when I go home tonight, first thing I'll do, literally, I'll post up on the couch, and I'll pull out the notebook, and I will take the 3 pages that I have today, and anything I didn't use I think is good, I'll put it on a fresh piece of paper. And it just keeps kind of rolling over like that.
So you carry over, but by moving it, not by just keeping the pages.
Yeah. But I don't roll over that much. You know, it's like if I don't talk about something on any given day, there's probably a reason.
You just lost it.
Yeah.
Didn't feel it anymore.
Yeah.
Jacob on the stream asks if the penguin on Dave's shirt is going to rob us, and all I'll say is maybe you should all be on your best behavior in the chat.
You know, I'm not getting anything on the chat.
I think StreamYard's having some issues.
Okay.
I'll
come in and look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just for the people listening at home, Dave is wearing a shirt today of a penguin holding a knife, and the penguin is so cute. I love this shirt.
Extremely cute penguin.
And the shirt says, "Flight was never an option."
Fight or flight.
Pretty good.
Most penguins don't fly. I get it.
Yeah. There you go. Making friends with T-shirts.
Sorry, did you say most penguins don't fly?
No, I just said penguins don't fly. Yeah, the flying penguins are famous.
Did you know that both Rach and I had a penguin phase?
Like as children?
It's more than a phase.
She was a children.
Yeah, I was a children.
Dave went to the zoo one time.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
went
fun.
down.
I was in high school and I said something about liking penguins, and for 10 years, that's all I got.
Oh, yeah.
Was penguin stuff.
Oh, dude.
It is so people don't talk about that enough. It is so dangerous when you're a kid to let slip that you like something.
Yeah.
Like a piece of food or like an animal or whatever, because to certain people in your life, that will become the core of your identity.
Yeah.
For the remainder of your existence on Earth.
Everyone's got to label you.
Yeah.
I mean, as you guys know, I am
That's
the master
Dave. That's the
of
penguin
wolves.
guy.
Yes, we
and
know this.
For a lot of my life, I got a lot of that stuff. But now here's what's funny is when we were newly married, Susan and I, my parents would buy her wolf stuff, thinking she was the one that liked him, but it was me that liked them.
Your parents?
Yes.
The people who whelped you?
Yes.
You guys are tight.
And that's what I said. I'm like, you guys didn't know that I was the one that
The
liked
people
us?
who carried you around by the scruff of your neck and the teeth.
Yeah, master of wolves.
That's funny. This is bad, though. I have 3 pages of show prep, and I never know where to start. Never know where to start.
I love virtual real fan productions
He's the best.
in the stream because it talks about trains a lot, which makes sense. Real fan
when
productions.
nobody else is talking
But
about trains.
Big Boy is going to be at Union Station 2 Sundays from now. The big train.
Oh, I thought you meant the restaurant Big Boy, the burger place.
I thought you meant the radio personality. I'm like,
There's a radio
I'm not sure why
personality named
that's
Big Boy?
right. Am I making that up?
That's why we got. He's why we got sold when we were MS Communications.
That's
Because
right.
they fired him wrongfully, and there was a huge giant
Lost millions
lawsuit,
of dollars.
and they had to liquidate like most of the company because of it.
Yeah.
And now we're over here.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
No, I love a chatter with a bit. And so his bit of like popping in when no one else is talking about trains to be like, did y'all see that big old train?
I don't think it's a bit. I think he just
it's a
loves
bit.
trains, and
It's not. Yeah, I shouldn't say a bit
I
like
mean,
it's
it's
not
in
a
his
joke.
name.
But I love a chatter with a theme. Let's say.
I really like to watch train YouTube videos.
Me too.
Like, really love it. I love like all the Amtrak ones going around the U.S., but the best are like Japan bullet train, or if it's like a luxury train. Ooh, that is premium content. I have watched hundreds of hours of that
Mighty
stuff.
Trains. That's my show.
Oh, yeah. That's
love
a good
me,
one.
Love me some Mighty Trains. In fact, one of the things in my show prep is 53-hour Amtrak ? Like, I fantasize about taking vacations alone, like my friend Amy Mark Scores does, but I think she's tougher than me. Well, I know she's tougher than me.
Here's why you would love it. You would be obsessed with it because when you get on that train for 53 hours, if you get like a little roomette or whatever, and Rachel knows this, you don't have to do anything. They bring you food. They bring you drinks.
I'm good at that.
You just sit there and
Well, you have to go get your own food.
Oh, I'm out.
Well, in certain spots, they'll bring you food, right? Don't they deliver it if you're in certain rooms?
Maybe the roomette I was in, I had to go get my food, but it was still fun. Virtual Real Fan Productions is actually like a huge channel. This is not a person with a bit. They have a very legitimate train channel. VirtualRealFan.com. Check it out.
We should have him on as a guest sometime.
We should.
Top trains.
I retract my disrespectful use of the word bid. It was
No, it's good. Well, Dave Hines is a fan. He goes, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're in the DGS chat." That's cool.
That's
Thanks
very
for watching
cool.
our stream. That's very neat.
I got a question about this 53-hour
Oh,
thing.
I'm shouting out the wrong channel. Don't watch that one I just said.
Yeah, that channel's bull crap.
Yeah.
That one, the website looks great, but I bet it's not that good.
communists.
Not as good as Virtual Real Fan Productions, tell you that.
A bunch of posers.
Have these guys talked long enough that I can't do my live anymore, or should I?
You can go ahead and do it.
Okay, fine. Tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts. Not only are they the gold standard of remodeling in St. Louis, I think every other remodeler would probably admit that if they were 6 beer drunk, because they've been doing it for decades. But they love the DGS, and they're offering the DGS listeners some freebies for July. It's basements and decks. So here's the deal. If you're going to do a basement remodel, we're going to give you all the flooring for free. If you love the flooring you have, you want to keep it, take 5% off the project. July deck sale is if you're building a deck, we're going to give you the deck lighting, which, as I said last week, is substantial. Decks are now like, productions. And if you don't want that, again, take 5% off your total deck project. They may not be the lowest bid, but I promise you by the end of it, they're going to be right there, very competitive, if not lower than the other guys, because they're going to nickel and dime you and lie to you, because that's the way in construction. 314-909-1800. Call Mosby.com.
Around baseball, questions are being asked.
Why do they win so many one-run games? Why do they win games they shouldn't win?
Is this a rebuild, a reset, or something more?
You think this stuff would be happening?
A win? Burleson and Herrera developing fast enough to change everything in real time? When the day ends, the real conversation begins.
Bernie Miklas, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler hanging out with you talking cards.
Redbird Rush Hour. Weekdays at 5. This is Cardinals talk that doesn't flinch.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies.
No complaints about our weather for this time of year. Sunny skies in control, comfortable humidity levels, at least by July standards. 88 for the high. Tonight, clear skies, 73. Thursday, partly sunny. Thursday, still looking like the warmest day of the week. 93 degrees, but still okay humidity levels. Scattered showers and thunderstorms late Thursday night, Friday, and into Friday night. High on Friday, 89 degrees. I do not think it's a severe weather event. The weekend, Saturday, partly sunny, nothing more than a spot thunderstorm, 89, and Sunday, sunny, 89 again. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
We are on the biggest stage in the world right now, and you know I am talking about soccer. The whole world is paying attention, and FanDuel has decided to change the game. And as you know, if you bet soccer, that sometimes your player gets subbed out, and then what happens? Your bet goes with them. Well, FanDuel says we have a better way to do it. That's not happening anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues with the substitute. So you are still in it until the final whistle. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started now. I've been telling you about this app for many, many months. I love using it. It's easy to use. All the information you need is right there. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Story, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal, or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Story Law Firm, firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Today, the Cards, the Brewers.
Hamlin Total Access 550. First pitch 645.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Talking to our friend Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage. Good to see you.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah. So I want to start with something sort of existential. I didn't know you before, and so now that I know you, in my live endorsements, I've been saying, hey, he's a good guy. He really, truly cares about you. Can you talk about that a little bit? Just the difference between sort of a machine mortgage place and the way you guys do it, where you know your customers very well and actually care what happens to them?
Well, this is an important factor in what the whole company was built on. There's no difference with us between business and personal. They're both the same. We're here to make customers or to help customers get their house, to make it an easy process, to make it actually somewhat fun and relaxing and take away the stress. Because in any transaction, the biggest stress is the money. Mm-hmm. Now, what's happened out there is that the industry has evolved and people are going on their computers to try to find a mortgage, or they're dealing with rocket ship this and that. And you got to remember, your home is the biggest financial investment you're going to make in your life. I can't say the biggest investment because my wife is constantly reminding me that she's the biggest investment I'm making in my life. So the biggest financial investment, maybe she is the biggest financial investment. I don't know. So the biggest financial investment you're going to make in your life is your home, okay? When you're dealing with that, you shouldn't be dealing with a computer. And you should have access to somebody that you can talk to them when it's convenient for you and not when it's convenient to them. We're not physicians where you have to sit in the waiting room and get to the point and blah, 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 blah. We're there for you every single time when you need something addressed or a question to be asked. So we kind of switched gears and we went back to old-time American customer service, which is the guy that's in your backyard that you know, that has accountability. I advertise my cell phone. How many people out there actually put their cell phone on the radio? We do it so you can reach us. You can text us. You can call us. This way, you're getting 30 years advice. You know, we don't have any commission loan officers, so it's myself and my son. We do the same. You get the same product as walking into a big bank or any other mortgage lender. It's the same Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac insured loans. You get to call us, and you get 30, 40 years of experience behind you, and you get the right advice. I can't tell you the countless times that I've gotten a phone call from somebody, and they said, look, I got PMI on my loan. I have to refinance to get rid of the PMI. My rate is 4%. I talked to this lender and that lender, and they're saying this is the rate, this is the cost. And then they come to me, and I say, don't refinance at all. You got a great rate. Contact your lender, ask them to do an appraisal, and if you're under 80% of the value of the property, they can just drop the PMI and you can keep that great rate. So we don't make any money doing that, but it's the right advice. So we have customers coming to us all the time. You know, I'm dealing right now with a customer that came to us. They're buying a new construction house, a local builder, a decent builder, and the builder likes to gear people towards their lender. And they say, hey, if you go to my lender, we'll give you a $5,000 credit towards closing costs and prepaids. And they say, oh, that's great. $5,000 under the purchase price. I got to use your lender. Well, what's happening is, if you look at their estimates, they got $5,000 additional cost, a higher rate. So they're going ahead and covering that credit. You think you're getting a great deal. It's not a great deal. You go out and get a loan, and an FHA loan is a lower rate than a conventional loan. You think you're getting a great deal, but with an FHA loan, you have to pay the government 1 3/4%. The PMI, which is higher than conventional, never goes away. Blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, you think you're getting a great deal. It's not. So you can't really self-diagnose and go on the computer system with the biggest investment you're going to make in your life and think you're getting the right advice.
Just a sidebar. You're talking about customer service, and I'm old enough to know this. Isn't it sad that 40 years ago, your customer service wouldn't stand out? Because everyone gave great customer service.
Everybody did. What happened?
I don't know.
What happened? You know, I called about my cable, and I got somebody from another country. And I said, this is my problem. And they just read from a script that had nothing to do with what I was asking. And I think that, especially with COVID, I think we kind of lost that customer service edge. You know, large industries consolidating, they're going to AI, they're going to this, they're going to that, and you lose that personal touch. Can you imagine walking in to a physician and you have a challenge and you're talking to a robot or a computer? Now, it's nice and dandy, but are you really getting that personal attention? You're really getting that proper analytics to see what the challenge is and how to address it? You're not. You can't replace an expert human being. It just can't be done.
Amen.
And I don't want to deal with a computer. I want to deal with somebody that's going to help me and somebody that I can reach when I need to reach them.
Yeah.
And so we just rolled everything back. We took out the commission loan officers. We said, here's my cell phone. I put it on the radio. You know, 30 some odd years I've been doing this, I've gotten one prank call. Now, that's not to encourage you folks out there. Calling me out there.
That one was me. By the way.
But I've gotten one prank call. That's it. So we go ahead and we give this out. It's the only cell phone that I carry. And we just bring back, and I just believe in the old-time customer service.
So I'm always really honest with my listeners, and they know I'm kind of a floater. And I didn't have a good credit score until my 40s. And you have something for people who may be struggling with their credit scores.
That's right. So first of all, everybody has to realize, in general, until now, your credit score is what determines what your rate's going to be and what you're going to qualify for a mortgage. Now, there's over 400 different credit score models. That means 400 Experians, 400 Equifaxes, 400 TransUnions. So depending on the type of company that pulls that credit, you'll get a different credit score. When you go and apply for a car or a credit card, it's a different credit score than what a mortgage lender sees and what they pull. So realize what you see on Credit Karma, that's not your mortgage credit score. So until now, this model has been created by TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, and it's called your FICO score. It's not very fair to a lot of people that they're using this risk model when you're getting a mortgage. So now there's an alternative credit score model that may be able to have you eligible for better financing. We had somebody came in, had a 620 FICO score. And when you, by the way, when you apply for a mortgage, they'll take all three scores and they'll take the middle one. They don't average it. They take the middle score of the three. With this other one, it's called a Vantage Credit Score. It's a little bit more generous to your situation, and you may get a much higher score. So this customer came in, 620 credit score, was not eligible for conventional financing as per the FICO score. We did a Vantage Credit Score. Their credit score was a 701. All of a sudden, they were eligible for conventional financing. Their rate was 0.5% better. The mortgage insurance that they had, say PMI, was half of what they would have paid if it was 620 or 640. They qualified for the loan. And so there is so many different ways that we can go ahead and help you. This is one of those things. Most lenders don't use them. We use them, and it's helping a lot of people.
And you reinstituted the 1% for your first year. Tell us about that.
Right. So we know that in general, between 6 and 18 months, we feel interest rates are going to drop. A lot of people are on the sidelines. They're saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to buy a house right now. Interest rates are in the upper 6s. They're high. I can't afford it. By the way, if you wait till they drop, you know what's going to happen. Everybody else is going to come out of the woodworks. You're going to have more competition for the homes. Instead of having 3 bids on that house, you'll have 15 offers. It's going to be much harder, and the prices are going to go up. So what we decided to do is we're going to give you, this is great, only for purchases, we're going to give you 1% less than the rate that you lock it in. So if you lock it in at 6.5%, you're going to get 5.5% for the first year. If you borrow more than $200,000, after the year, if rates are lower, we can refinance you for free. So this will give you an opportunity to get that lower payment and get the rate we anticipate to happen in a year, get the price of the house, pay the price you want to pay, and get in the house now and not have to worry about that 1%. And that 1% is a big deal. We saved the customer $420 this morning. We closed them on it. $420 less a month on that payment. So we're doing it. We did it last month. Every single purchase we did last month took this opportunity. Why not? And we extended it into the month of July. You have to lock the rate in July. You don't have to close in July. And it's for purchases only. Bang, you save a fortune of money.
Excellent. I love it. Stewie always gives you his cell phone number. Don't prank him. 314-324-4440. 324-4440. You can just Google the bagel loan. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very welcome.
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy. Brian Adams is bringing the Roll with a Punches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Brian Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Brian Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Girardo. Brian Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
I love Dr. Kathy Maupin. There, I said it on the air. I love her so much. We've been together about 20 years now, and she's just one of the coolest people you'll ever meet. Rach really got to know her. A couple weeks ago, we went to the game together, and Rach and Kathy sat together, and they talked about everything. They talked about what Kathy does and talked about health things, and really made me feel good because obviously Rach is, one of my besties, and to see those guys, form a bond, that was really cool. And Kathy does two major things. She does the testosterone replacement therapy with pellets. I've been doing it for, I think this is my 7th year, and my buddy Trish has been doing it for about a year longer than that. And while, we're obviously different people, male, female, I don't think she's ever had any adverse symptoms. I never have. If I did, they were so, light that I didn't even clock them. But all the good stuff happens. It's real. It's true. It's not a myth. And then next door, BioBalance Skin, where, I do Botox. I do anything that doesn't hurt too bad. Like chemical peels and microneedling and things like that. Just make your face look, a few years younger, a little less wrinkly. So if you are interested in either of those services, just go to biobalancehealth.com.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Wheels is going to be out Thursday and Friday, taking some training. In addition to being a weather spotter, he's going to become a sex therapist. So kudos to him.
I'll be a surrogate.
Yeah, good for you. That was creepy.
Surrogate.
That was
Yeah.
creepy. Wow, you grossed out Andrew. That's hard to do.
I know. Hey, somebody's got to take it to the next level.
Rach, I like your question about being a billionaire.
Okay, yeah, I saw this on Reddit earlier today, and I thought it was such a great question for the DGS because I have my opinions on what everyone should do. Here's the question. A man offers you a deal. You will get $500 billion. But if anyone finds out for the next year that you're a billionaire, you instantly die and all of the cash goes away. You're not leaving it to your family, nothing like that. Would you take the deal? And if so, like, what's your plan?
Okay, so let me go first.
Mm-hmm.
I would 1,000,000% do it because I don't care if I die that much. So it wouldn't be that big a risk. And I think you're going to say I'm the last person who should do it. Because I can't keep a secret.
Minimum, you're telling me. Like, you're wheeling around one day in the office and you're going, guess what?
Yeah.
So, like, you shouldn't take the deal.
Yeah.
You would tell someone.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You're definitely telling us.
But I feel like I could probably do a month. Like, I could do
You
a
would
month.
make it like a decent amount of time and then you'd be like, it's okay. I'm just going to tell one person.
Yeah. What do you
and
guys
then
think?
You'd be dead.
Could you keep the secret, Wheels?
Yeah.
I think Wheels and I could. No offense, guys. I don't think you two would be able to keep the secret.
What makes you think you two could do it?
They're
just feel like
grown-ups
I
and we're
could.
not.
No, I don't think any of them could keep it.
Oh, there's no question I could keep that secret for sure. You give me the motivation of $500 billion, I'll find a way to keep my mouth shut.
I don't think that's true. And the reason that I
might have
say
a
that,
mysterious jaw injury that keeps me from ever
the
speaking
reason
a
that
word.
I say that is because just like a week ago, you were telling us that there are certain things that are just in your nature that are impossible for you to control or change in any way. And if any of them are unable for you to control or change in any way, it is the fact that my friend talks a lot.
Yeah, but think about it. How many things do I talk about? I got a lot that I can talk about that isn't that.
He only has a couple subjects.
I mean, I can talk baseball all day, video games. I don't need to talk about my $500 billion and then die if I do. The threat of death is a pretty good motivator. I think I could keep my mouth shut.
So would you tell Kurt?
No,
You're
because
not
then
allowed
I
to,
would
right?
die.
Yeah,
That's
you can't tell
the-
anyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. I thought, okay.
You cannot
okay.
tell anyone.
Gotcha.
Nobody
Gotcha.
can
I was
know.
thinking more like if it got out.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay, yeah,
No,
no.
you can't tell
Okay.
anybody.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
your secret for the next 365
Yeah, I would
days.
definitely tell Phoebe because I'd want her to think I was cool.
Yeah.
Wait, you only have to do it for a year?
You just got to keep quiet for a
Wasn't
year.
he listening whenever I rolled this out?
Not entirely. I'm sorry. I got an email that threw me off right when you were explaining it, so I did not hear all of it. No, I didn't. So it's only for a year?
Yeah.
Yes.
I could do it for a year.
That's. I mean, think about it. That amount of money. First of all, I wouldn't keep. But what? 5% of it at most. There's a lot of that money. I don't need all that. What do you guys need?
$1 billion.
I say, give me $1 billion. I'll give the rest away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
cool
I think
with
$1
$1
billion is
I think
reasonable.
$1 billion
as well.
would be okay to cover whatever
So
time
what
I
if
have
I
left.
could get $1 billion and tell like 10 people?
Well,
yeah, but
that's
can
not
you
really
trust
the
them to
question,
not tell
but-
anything?
Or how about that? If it were $500 billion and for every person you told, you lost $10 billion.
Well, then go nuts.
Yeah, I said I might get. I might.
Dave rubs the lamp and then Genie comes out and he's like, oh, this
I
guy,
probably
always
have to-
bargaining.
Yeah.
Well, Dave would say it on the air, and then it'd be like, I'm sorry, you
I only
don't have
told
any
one
money
person.
left.
Yeah.
What if I get 1,000 wishes, but they're like little things, like a McDonald's hamburger?
Have you guys seen those memes that are like the genie getting super upset because I used my third wish to wish for a third quarter pounder? I explained that really bad, but trust me, they're funny.
I get it.
I explained that really bad. How long do we have here?
2 minutes.
Oh, that's enough. I saw this thing about why animals don't just eat people, like even back in the day. And it was really interesting.
Why? Why don't they?
It's basically because we're so weird. Like the main thing is we walk on 2 legs, and almost every animal out there, if threatened, will make themselves look bigger. A cat raises its back and that kind of thing. Yeah. So we're already, we look bigger than we should. Yep. And we walk on 2 legs, and that freaks them out. And then they realized tens of thousands of years ago, maybe a couple hundred, that we fight back.
Yeah.
And just genetics and handing down those memories that over eons, animals just learned, it's
not worth the trouble.
Not really worth the trouble.
Yeah.
Not worth the trouble.
And then I saw another thing similar to this, Dave, that ties into it. Like it all, because we also smell like a lot of things, we confuse animals because they work mostly off smell. So if you smell like pizza and beer and cigarettes, well, they don't know what those things are, and it confuses their brains. So they don't think of you as food. Mm-hmm. You may be a threat, and that's when we're in trouble. When they think you're a threat, you're in trouble. But they don't necessarily think of humans as food because we smell weird.
Time to eat more pizza, drink more beer, and smoke
more cigarettes. Well, it was any smells, right? It could be perfumes, it can be colognes. Like they're smells that they don't know.
For you, sex surrogacy.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's going to confuse them.
Sure.
Confuses
why do you think I'm doing it?
Yeah.
Keep those animals from eating me.
There's a lot there. I could do an hour of material on that. Let me tell you guys about my friends at Bethesda. Just talking to one of them today, and have a couple of friends who are going through this now, where they have an elderly loved one that can no longer live on their own. And if that, and like I'm an expert, if that's the case, then maybe you look at assisted living. If they really can't take care of themselves at all, then skilled nursing. And then with my mom's situation, when she was at Bethesda Dilworth, she needed everything. She was on hospice the entire time that she was there. And it was just extra special care. At Bethesda Dilworth, we also have a memory floor, which is very near and dear to my heart because my dad died of Alzheimer's. My mom, I'm not sure, once she had the surgery, she never really came out of it the same. So I've lived that twice now with both of my parents. And the bottom line is this. It's confusing at best. Even when I give you the contact for Michelle at Bethesda, who's been doing this for 31 years, and you talk to Michelle, it's not clear. It's not like, this is the easiest decision I've ever had to make. No, it's emotional, it's financial, it's familial, but I'm giving you a good leg up. So if you're in that situation or someone that you care about in the future, BethesdaHealth.org. We have a Contact Us button. Click it, put in your name, let them know you're from the DGS, and we'll get right back to you.
Most sellers put their home on the market and just wait to see what happens. This is Debbie Monterey. I'm with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
All right, guys, let's talk soccer for a second. Now, specifically, though, this world stage that we're on right now, we're getting closer and closer to the end of this. We don't have a ton of time to take advantage of the fun that's in front of us. And with FanDuel Sportsbook, which is the official sportsbook of KMOX, they're always trying to change the game, make it more fun, give you some opportunities to continue enjoying the action that we all can have with the sports at this point. Now we're in 2026. It's out there for us. Obviously, it's not always Easy, but FanDuel trying to make it easier. They're changing the game. So check out the FanDuel Super Sub. If your player gets subbed off, your bet usually goes with them, but not with the Super Sub. With the Super Sub, if your player subbed out for any reason, your bet stays in. So your player leaves the match because of an injury, because strategy, they need a different skill set late in the match. Your bet continues with the substitute. That's how it works. It really is that simple. So you're in it until the final whistle with FanDuel Sportsbook. So visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. You can learn more about all the cool things they have going on there as well. And then you can let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got clouds. It is 85 degrees downtown at the Arch. Despite the edict a week ago from St. Louis County Executive Sam Page that his department heads are not to meet with members of the county council, meetings have taken place this week with representatives from public safety and elections, council members report. But one department is still unwilling to meet, apparently. Council Budget Chair Shalonda Webb last night.
There has been a request for the Department of Public Health to have a CDL meeting on today. That meeting was declined, and I am still waiting from the Department of Public Health Director, Dr. Cunningham, to send us an alternative date.
Page's decision came after a dust-up between Webb and Dr. Kennica Cunningham. Neither Page nor Cunningham were at the meeting to respond.
The county executive is not in attendance this afternoon, so we will move to public forum.
Page and the council have been at odds over budget cuts. The health department in particular has come back multiple times to ask that cuts be restored. As Missouri's investigation into ESPN draft analyst Matt Miller continues, investigators are focusing on subscriber complaints. Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway tells MissouriNet investigators are determining the full scope of the allegations.
In this case, I don't want to be overly specific, but obviously if people are complaining about camps, about fantasy football leagues, about charities.
Miller, a Joplin native, was seriously injured in a June 17th crash in southwest Missouri's Jasper County that resulted in the amputation of his left arm. Hanaway says the investigation remains active and no charges have been filed.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. At the end of the NATO summit in Turkey, President Trump announced the memo of understanding between the U.S. and Iran is over due to Iran's strikes on vessels in the Strait of Hormuz and the U.S. retaliating. President Trump also speaking with Ukraine's President Zelensky about the ongoing war with Russia. ABC's Selena Wang has more.
Zelensky was there. He sat face-to-face with President Trump. The president did make a commitment to help Ukraine make these Patriot air defense missiles, something that Zelensky has repeatedly been asking for. But it really appears that the Iran war has overshadowed a lot of this summit.
A recent analysis by Georgetown University showing many Americans relying on the Affordable Care Act have seen their costs double, sometimes triple. Public filings show 77 insurers with Obamacare are proposing a year of increased premiums. A judge spared former Wisconsin judge Hannah Dugan from prison for ushering a Mexican defendant out of her courtroom to evade ICE agents during an immigration operation. This is ABC News.
When police investigating a crime spree in a usually quiet area near Clayton Road and Kerrs Mill, where thieves broke into vehicles earlier this week and made off with a truck and multiple firearms. Neighbor Kayla Deans tells Fox 2 her street was not spared.
They did break into his fiance's car and the whole street, and it's been devastating to everybody.
When police say they're reviewing surveillance and doorbell camera footage from the area, asking any residents with overnight video to come forward. The Dow from Stiefel down 561 points to 52,363. Got a crash on 44 going westbound at the 100 exit at Washington. Going west, the right lane is closed. Some road work on 370 going west at 94. That's got the right lane closed there.
No complaints about our weather for this time of year. Sunny skies in control, comfortable humidity levels, at least by July standards. 88 for the high. Tonight, clear skies, 73. Thursday, partly sunny. Thursday, still looking like the warmest day of the week. 93 degrees, but still okay humidity levels. Scattered showers and thunderstorms late Thursday night, Friday, and into Friday night. High on Friday, 89 degrees. I do not think it's a severe weather event. The weekend, Saturday, partly sunny, nothing more than a spot thunderstorm, 89, and Sunday, sunny, 89 again. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck, your premier provider of fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, and more. Call them for a free estimate today. Now offering 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com. We've got clouds. It's 85 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX, few minutes past 2 p.m. My brother Jimmy Griffin's going to be here at 2:30. The Incurables are going to be playing at the Wildie, and Outdoor Monstero's coming up, which I've never been. Got to change that.
Oh, you've only done the winter.
I've only done the winter.
Huh.
Yeah. Never seen the big show.
An OG, you would have been out there.
No, I mean, I am an OG, but I've just never made it. There's always like vacation for the Glovers.
That's a good point.
Whatever.
Yeah. Vacation season, yeah.
I thought this was really interesting over my break. I'm into, okay, you guys know I'm an agnostic, and, I'm also into near-death experiences, and I've always had a theory about them, which I've shared on the air, and I read an article by a neuroscientist, I guess, I forgot, but like a real guy, a doctor, and he gave his theory, which was pretty close to mine. And he said, after, decades of researching these things from a medical clinical standpoint, he said, here's what I think is going on. And we didn't know this stuff even 5 years ago. Like 5 years ago, we learned that when a human dies, which is not as easy of a definition as you would think, like dead used to be dead. But now we know that there's about a 30-second surge in the brain after clinical death that happens in the areas of the brain that are responsible for dreams and visualization. And that would explain why people have these experiences. But it goes off the chart. Like our brain goes into a mode that we never experienced during life. Not on psilocybin, not on anything. That is unique in the human experience. And then for about 7 minutes, they think, the brain is active enough to play these images and for people to have these experiences so that when they wake up from death, like happens with NDEs, they can recount many times, this happened, this happened, this happened. It was more real. The colors were more vibrant. There were colors of flowers that don't exist. And he has put together that about 14% of people have negative experiences. They go to hell. They're lost in a dark void. They're separated from God. And it's just terrifying. But most people have a good one. And he believes that it's all physiological. Now, for those of you who are religious, you have your own beliefs, I get it. But clinically speaking, he thinks that the sum of your life, the sum of your experiences, the information that's in your brain, the trauma that you lived through, the losses that you had. Were you a positive person? Were you a negative person? Were you kind? Were you, taking advantage of everybody? That's what your brain has to work with. And so your heart stops beating, Your brain goes crazy for 30 seconds. It downloads all this information. You re-experience your life or parts of it, or you see people who have died before. That makes sense to me, that your brain goes crazy for whatever evolutionary reason. I'm not sure why, once your heart stops beating, why the brain cares anymore, but it's almost like a send-off. But another thing I thought of is, who knows what time feels like in that state? Because it seems from people coming back and saying, I saw these things, maybe that feels like an eternity to you. You know, it's 7 minutes from the outside world, but in your brain, who knows? Because people who come back from Indies have said, oh, it had to be months that I was with Jesus, or I was this or that. Also, there are a lot more cultural aspects to it than we knew before. For example, most Christians view the famous white light as a being, whereas in Japan, they view it as an inanimate object, not a personage. I just thought all that was really interesting.
It is interesting to think about. And it kind of ties into the adage of you are what you think. Like, if you are, I don't know, it's like you either are your thoughts or you're not your thoughts. But what you think about ultimately like creates your reality, right? If you're constantly thinking negatively and constantly thinking bad things are going to happen to you or people don't like you, a lot of times that can be a self-fulfilling prophecy and vice versa. And it kind of makes sense that if you're going through an experience like that, you're just drawing on the things that you've been generating for your entire life.
Yeah.
Sounds like a movie premise.
Yeah.
You could tell the whole movie during that time period, and then
There was a chick comic. My favorite one was called This Was Your Life.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
And basically, like, an angel guy dies, the angel takes him up to, like, it looks like space. It doesn't seem like heaven.
Remember that?
And there's a big movie projector, and they show scenes from the guy's life.
Yeah.
I forgot about Robert Chick for a moment, and I thought that she was just referring to like
Yeah,
a
like a
comic
lady
written by a
comic, yeah.
woman.
There's, like, a
And I was
comic
like,
for chicks.
and I was like,
is
wow,
is this a thing? I never heard of that.
a chick comic.
We've all read
Okay.
chick comics.
All right.
It's like lame. It's for chicks. No, the chick comics.
Yeah.
Which I used to pass out at Alton Square.
Classics.
Tell people they're going to hell.
Classics.
Right outside Olga's Cafe.
Wait, the chick comics would tell you you're going to hell?
Yeah, they were little, we called them tracks.
Yeah, tracts.
And they were very catchy. You know, like the front of them was a guy like being melted in hell. And it's like, hey, you're going to hell. Here's the only way to avoid it. Get on your knees, say this prayer. And Christians, fundamentalist Christians like I was, would hand them out, go door to door, hand them to people in Alton Square Mall. And very not Catholic.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are a little more laid back.
A little bit.
A little more chill.
A little bit.
Catholics
That's why
are
I
like,
never,
why don't you come over here for a
it's
fish
so funny
fry?
because I never.
Exactly. Have a beer.
Like you're describing all those things. I never experienced any of those things. Like they're not evangelical very much. You know, like
No. There's
more
an
like,
arm
like
of
coming,
the Catholic
it's more
Church.
like it's more like coming. Yeah. I mean, they're obviously.
Yeah.
It's a huge organization, and it's the oldest of all of them. So yeah, there are branches that come off that tree, but just general day to day, that's just not the way it's done.
Yeah. Question. What are we doing apropos of bad things? Like my mom and dad were products of their generation when it came to racial things and a woman's place in the family, XYZ, that I now look back on and
Chick's
go,
place in the family.
Chicks comics.
Chicks comics. They got their own comics.
But I look back on that and go, wow, that's troublesome. What do you think our generation is doing that Rach, your grandkids, when they're grown, would go, my grandma Rach thought this? Anything come to mind?
Probably a ton of stuff. I don't know. Some of my takes are a little too piping hot here. I don't really want to deal with the...
Hit it. I'll back you up.
And she's like, I'll take
I
the
bet you
butts.
never felt safer.
Probably feel the same way.
I think maybe a lot of things. I think sometimes with the whole like how you feel is the most important thing in the world. I think we as a society have leaned way too far into that.
Amen.
To the point where like society feels like it's breaking down at times because people place their own feelings above everything else.
Well, okay, you're on your own on that one. No, I'm kidding. No, I actually feel the exact same way. I had that thought like just the other day that, look, I'm very sympathetic to people who, are struggling with those kind of issues or have issues like that. But unfortunately, I do also feel, and maybe this is just a product of, the Midwestern way that like Rachel and I were raised, but like I agree that sometimes you just want to go like, look, you just got to do the thing, okay? You just got to be out in society and just you got to be a grown up. You got to, if you're feeling some kind of problems or whatever, you got to like smush it down a little bit while you're out in society, man.
Especially when it comes to anxiety, I have struggled with very intense anxiety in my life. The more I try to appease my anxiety or do what my anxiety wants, the more I feed my anxiety. And the more I avoid things that give me anxiety, the more I'm just living my life in fear and avoidance. And that's really not the way you want to live. The best thing to do is just accept that you are feeling these negative emotions and try to keep living your life anyway. And like try not to assign like some sort of moral like, oh, I shouldn't feel like this. No, you do feel like that. You can still keep going. And I feel like that's the kind of the key piece we miss. I feel like we've kind of landed on this thing where it's like, oh no, you feel, oh, well, if you feel, then the rest of us are just going to kind of work around that. I think ultimately that's kind of bad. It's unsustainable.
It's a great analogy. Like you feed that dog, the dog's just going to come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're not getting rid of it by giving into it.
Wheels, anything come to mind?
I mean, I think we already see it with some Gen Z as they get older, the way they look at millennials and boomers too. But I think what you're talking about is maybe the alphas and even their kids. They're gonna look at us and think we were so mean compared to the younger generations, like we are.
Like how example?
Just like aggression, like we'll fight. We'll argue about things. We'll be aggressive when like, no, we're not doing it that way. We're doing it the way it needs to get done, as opposed to worrying about everybody's feelings and worrying, are you okay with this? We're more of this like, I mean, I know it's not, nobody in every generation is the same. And we are less of this as Gen Xers than the boomers. And I'm sure the boomers are less of that than the previous generations were.
So do you think we're getting softer in a good way?
I don't know if it's softer or if it's just maybe that's the way. Maybe that's the way good. But I don't know that I would quantify any of it as good or bad. I just think it's different. Like you're gonna every generation has its own sensibility, and when we look at those previous generations, a lot of what we're seeing is just kind of meanness, right? Why are you racist? Well, it's a pretty mean thing to be. It's a pretty aggressive thing to be. It's not necessary. They're no threat to you. But in our world, we're more of it's less about like putting people down or holding people down, and it's more of like, look, your problems are your problems. They're not my problems. I got stuff to do. You got stuff to do. Let's get our stuff done. Right? And I think that may be just an older generation thing over time. Like it's maybe always been that way. But I think that's what I hear as the most common criticisms from younger generations of boomers and Xers.
I also think, here's my hot take. I think 99.9% of the things that are being posted on social media are going to be looked back on with so much just like, what were you doing?
Yeah.
What was that? Like the things that get the most positive attention now, I think we're going to look back and go, what? What was that?
Yeah. I think you're right. I think in 50 years, whatever the media looks like should, I don't know if they will, should look back on my time in the media from 2000 to, say, 2030 and go, what the hell were you even thinking you were doing? You did 24/7 nonsense coverage, siloed stations where Fox had a completely different story as CNN. Like, you guys were just sowing stress and division. I hope people grow up enough intellectually and politically and socially that my grandkids would look back and judge pretty harshly.
Yeah.
I think we deserve it.
I wonder if those future generations will also look at these generations, the last two and then X and maybe even millennials, although I think millennials are less this, that we've always, for so many years now, we've been so focused on profit motive and that it trumps people. Right? 1,000 people need to lose their jobs. Whatever. We got to meet our bottom line. We got to please our stockholders. I wonder if those are the kinds of things that will be looked at as gross in 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Where you're like, wait a minute, hold on. They prioritized money over human beings having what they needed. Because we are that. I mean, we are.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to get way worse before it gets any better.
Oh, I think so in the short term. But I mean, I think that will, because think about it. What usually ends up leading to those judgments of previous generations? It's when things go bad. Right? It's always after terrible things happen, then there's a bit of a reset, whatever that reset happens to be. And we had that in the early 20th century with a couple of wars and a Great Depression and all that. And then what followed was this great big boom period where things were good and people got along, or at least,
So
that's not entirely
I know
true.
This is just a thought experiment on a local radio show, but we're all assuming that we're going to evolve positively, be kinder, be smarter, be more gregarious. What if it's even worse?
But we have gotten better, though. It's better now than it used to be.
Some things are better.
Well, most things are, in terms of how human beings are treated. I mean, if you're in any marginalized population,
I agree.
50 years ago was objectively worse than now.
But the political state right now, to me, is worse than any time in my life. The state of media is worse than any time in my life.
And those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. Like there will probably end up being at some point a huge crisis that emerges from all of this, whether it's a financial crash, a big war, whatever it happens to be. That there will be something that serves as somewhat of a reset.
Yeah.
I also don't necessarily agree that it's objectively better right now for, every community. I mean, I think you look at like things like ICE taking over American cities, and you look at the rampant transphobia that is leaking into all parts of like our actual ruling government right now. I don't know if that's necessarily
50 years ago. If you were a trans person, you were a joke. People were making fun of you, that you were an outcast completely. At least now there are spaces for them, and there are lots of people that are accepting and okay with it. 50 years ago, nobody was.
Yeah, there's also a lot more people that are like actively wishing them dead and harm.
But keep in mind, like 50 years ago,
some of them are ruling the government.
50,
you're not wrong.
I mean,
I'm just
because 50 years ago, if you're a woman, you don't have nearly the rights that you have now.
I don't think we've made the progress you
place.
think we have, is what I'm saying.
I think the progress is clear. I don't think it's where it should be. I think it's definitely forward, though. How many women had positions in federal government 50 years ago, in the 1970s?
Neither one of us know the answer to that.
Right, almost none. Almost none. The answer is almost none. You can look it up. How many women have positions of power as executives in Fortune 500 companies now compared to then?
Kevin,
Neither of us know the
we
answer
prefer
to
the
that
term chicks.
He's really cringe. If you weren't a sex surrogate, I swear to God, you wouldn't be on this show. Let me tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct. Again, I talk about them all the time. Don't want you guys to get bored with them or bored with me, but this is what feeds the bulldog and keeps us coming in and talking about chicks and surrogacy and things like that. Boy, they're going to hear this one and think, what the hell are we spending our money on Glover for? Great company, great windows. They are not narcissistic. They don't do commercials where it's featuring the owners in a bad SNL skit standing out in the rain like, oh, when's he going to come in? No, they know they're a window sales company. They know that's not the sexiest purchase you're going to make. They know you don't get excited about it. It's because you're grown-ass people, right? But when that happens to you and you need to replace a window or all your windows, lifetime guarantee, lifetime warranty, a 20-year warranty that you can pass on to someone if they buy your home, years down the road. 48 months, 0% interest financing, same as cash. So 4 full years to pay that thing without paying a dime in interest. Buy 4 windows, get 4 for free, so 50% off. 314-334-2522. If you just want to anonymously check them out, go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Things in Washington, D.C. may seem unsettled at times by their lack of progress, but one department in the U.S. government is progressing. That is the IRS. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS is in full function to collect on unpaid taxes. If you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and get it resolved. Don't think the government is too busy to focus on my issues. Too many of my clients thought the same. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Lance Story Law Firm. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Or call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceStoryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Your bathroom should feel less routine and more daily escape. At Michael's Baths, they can transform ordinary bathrooms into a beautiful, comfortable space for homeowners across St. Louis and surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls. If you love the look of stone without the upkeep, you're going to love this. Sleek, durable, designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call Michael's Baths today and schedule a free consultation. 636-775-0800.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS. Not a lot of time here. We have Jimmy Griffin in studio after the bottom of the hour break. This is pretty important, though. I've been seeing videos lately, I don't know if you've been seeing them, of vanilla cones, ice cream cones, being dipped into melted butter and then sprinkled with sea salt, and that's evidently the new rage. You ever had that thought in your head before?
You dip what into sea salt?
You take a cone, ice cream cone, and instead of dipping it like in chocolate or caramel, you dip it into melted butter, like lobster. And then you immediately sprinkle sea salt on that, so it's buttery and salty like popcorn, but on ice cream.
But doesn't that melt the ice cream?
It doesn't in the videos.
How?
Magic.
Is it soft serve or is it like hard?
Soft.
Like, oh, okay. Because I feel like that would just be like melted. I mean, you put hot fudge on them, but hot fudge melts it.
I would be willing to try it. It doesn't necessarily make me go like, ooh, yes, but I bet it is pretty good. You ever ponder that yourself, Dave?
Never
the
had
videos?
that thought.
Does it sound good to you?
I mean, I like all those
I
ingredients.
say it's got to be good. There's no way it's not.
And how do we miss it?
What do you mean?
Like for 300,000 years.
Oh.
Just now? Just now? They're like, what if we put butter on that ice cream?
What a time to be alive.
No kidding. Tell you guys about Mark and Neil Gilman of eXp Realty. One of the big differences with these guys, and I apologize in advance if I throw shade to other realtors. I don't know every realtor, but I know these guys because I've used them. They have a strategy. They have an overall game plan of attack. Okay, here's what's great about your house you're going to sell. Here's what's not so great about your house. And they're ethical. They're not going to hide things. Don't tell someone that your sprinkler system's broken. But they're going to make sure that they, in their decades of experienced expertise, put you in the very best way. It's your glamour shot, right? But it's not all just esoterica. They are great with the numbers. They're great with the negotiating. They're great with every aspect of buying or selling a house. This, according to the guys, is an in-between time. It's not great for sellers. It's not horrible for sellers. You have to kind of earn your money. Let the Gelmans first earn your business and then help you to earn your money from your house. To find out what they think your house is worth right now, go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com, put in your address. That's all they need. They'll give you a number. If you want to discuss that number, 314-336-1991.
Restrictions apply.
Chris Ranchi and Amy Markscours connect you with the people, places, and conversations that bring our community together.
And now you get to hear about poo-poo in a box from a firefighter.
No, come on.
The hammerhead worm. And you get to hear about car fires.
And sinkholes.
And sinkholes. I love our newsroom. I think they're doing a great job.
From neighborhood happenings to local heroes, from everyday challenges to unforgettable stories. Chris and Amy, weekdays from 9 to noon on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where supplies start at just 25 cents?
Staples has the latest laptops with up to 40% savings.
I may hug the cashier.
So embarrassing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples with up to 40% off select tech. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Hoff Heating and AC.
No complaints about our weather for this time of year. Sunny skies in control, comfortable humidity levels, at least by July standards. 88 for the high. Tonight, clear skies, 73. Thursday, partly sunny. Thursday, still looking like the warmest day of the week. 93 degrees, but still okay humidity levels. Scattered showers and thunderstorms late Thursday night, Friday, and into Friday night. High on Friday, 89 degrees. I do not think it's a severe weather event. The weekend, Saturday, partly sunny, nothing more than a spot thunderstorm, 89, and Sunday sunny, 89 again. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
For dependable, no-pressure home comfort solutions, turn to Huff Heating and Air Conditioning. Locally owned and family-operated for over 40 years. Our team will work with you on a plan that fits your home's needs with financing available. And as always, your family's comfort is our family's business. Learn more at huffheating.com.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder, but our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It doesn't get any more iconic than the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales. You've seen them in commercials. Of course, they're part of opening day in St. Louis. And how special is it that you can see these gentle giants up close and in person at their home in Soulard? Of course, I'm talking about the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. It's the home of Budweiser, and it's the home of our favorite horses, the Clydesdales. Check out the Clydesdale VIP experience. There's nothing quite like it, and there's nothing better than wrapping up your tour with an ice-cold Budweiser in the beer garden. BudweiserTours.com.
Today, the Cards, the Brewers.
Hamlin Total Access 550. First pitch 645.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX. This is the Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. In studios, my brother Jimmy Griffin. Good to see you, pal. Always good to see you.
Always.
We just took a pic standing here, by my desk, and I was saying, we've probably taken about 100 of those over the years.
Right.
You could make a cartoon of us, just, me getting shorter and older, and you getting more handsome. You were just telling us that you did a promotional video for Elmon and you were roller skating. I didn't peg you as a roller skater.
We're doing more fun stuff. Rocket. It's and Elisa and Vivian like to roller skate. So it's one of the, I forgot. Dude, when I was a kid, that was like the highlight of the year was my Catholic school roller skating party. That was
awesome.
like Studio 54,
That's great.
And so yeah, I used to roller skate when I was a kid, and there was a Godfather's Pizza next door, and you
classic
meet a girl and go go roller skating, and then go over to Godfather's Pizza and try to make out with them.
Dude, while you were doing that, I was hiding from my parents in the bathroom after having watched The Love Boat. I had no play whatsoever.
Dude, do you remember the Love Boat one where Sonny Bono was like a rock guy?
Sure do.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Was it smash it, hit it with a hammer and trash it? That was like the song he did.
First of all those writers in our childhood were stoned out of their mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that some guy just goes, dude, what if we just had the Lander sisters, but they're billionairesses, and they're like, run it.
You got it, buddy.
Let's go.
Have you ever seen Permanent Midnight?
Yes, long time ago.
Yes, yeah. That was the guy that wrote Alf. was a total junkie.
Total.
And he would come up with these scenarios, and they would be like, "Yeah, that's great," you know.
Let's do it. And super successful.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
like HR Puffin stuff, all of those Sid and Marty Krofft, I mean, it's well documented. They were stoned all the time.
Yeah.
Jimmy the Magic Flute.
That's what I grew up on.
Yeah, same.
You know? Yeah.
That and like early anime like Speed Racer.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where people talk really fast and you just, like, oh, I guess this is the way it is in Japan. So,
Jim, get to the car. Dude, I have a vivid memory of losing my first front tooth watching Speed Racer, sitting in the kitchen. We had a TV in the kitchen, and like my tooth like flying across the room watching Speed Racer.
Yeah. I thought, because the whole thing was weird, but I thought that Speed and Trixie were brother and sister, yet still in a romantic relationship.
Okay.
And I'm like 8, and I'm like, okay, that's the way you roll. Like, you got a monkey, so that's fine.
It's an edgy show.
It was an edgy show.
And was he their dad? The
who knows?
Or the uncle? Or,
like the main big mechanic guy.
Yeah, Speed, get over here.
Yeah.
That guy, yeah.
I remember Johnny Quest and Race Bannon, coolest white man of all time.
Yeah.
And he had a girlfriend named Jade, this Asian woman, because of course she's named Jade.
Right.
And at one point, she's trying to kiss him, and he just kind of takes her by the face and throws her down.
Right.
And you're like, okay, I guess that's the way you do that then.
Right.
Like, it's amazing that any of us grew up with any sense at all.
Yes. Well, we had to find other stuff. Like, that wasn't the be-all and end-all. Like, you didn't have a phone to like have that beamed into your head. You had to go, you had to sit down at 3:00 or whenever it was on. And I try to explain that to Rocket. Like, I couldn't just watch whatever I wanted to watch when I wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
You had to be there and do it.
Phoebe was probably 6 before she saw her first commercial because everything was on screen.
Yeah.
I remember being like, what the hell is this? Like, what do I got to sit through 3 minutes of a guy selling me windows?
Yeah, dude, our power went out this weekend, and I had to explain. The power came back on, but the internet did not.
It's a lonely time.
Right.
Man.
And I had to like explain to Rocket that nothing worked, and we had a box of DVDs, and we have a PS4 that's hooked up to the TV, and I was like, here's some DVDs, you can put them in your PS4, and we can, so.
That's
Movie
funny.
time, yep.
That's really funny.
Yes.
Got a couple shows coming up?
Yes, I do.
Talk about them.
The 18th is El Monstero at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, as I like to call it, Riverport. And that's with Night Ranger. That's going to be a fun one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, it is. I loved Night Ranger when I was a kid.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
I saw them about 10 years ago out at the amphitheater, and I had just seen Pat Benatar, and I was very disappointed. Maybe she just had a bad night, but she kind of mailed it in. I think they played together, actually, and Ranger just killed it.
Yeah.
They sounded...
They totally... Dude, I got a really quick story. I'll do this as fast as I can, but this has got to be...
You're on until 3. Just
okay.
Take your time.
This is like 15 years ago. At the pageant, seeing Devotchka. Devotchka is a band that did the soundtrack. Have you ever seen Little Miss Sunshine?
Yes.
Okay. So they're kind of like, I don't want to say like Russian folk music, but it's got, it's different, and it's poppy and it's fun. And so I'm at this show, and Night Ranger was playing at Rib Fest like the next day. And I think they got into town and they said, take us to the big rock bar. That's where because then, people know us at the rock bar. So they get there, and it's Brad Gillis. And somebody pointed me out. I was in the Halo, and they go, that's Jimmy. He's a guitar player. He plays here all the time. And so Brad Gillis, comes over, and he's like, hey, man, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm Brad Gillis. I'm like, oh, hey. So we go in. I was like, just going back in to watch the show. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And we go in, and we're watching Devotchka for 1 or 2 songs. And he taps me on the shoulder. He goes, dude, what's going on here? And I was like, no. I go, it's this band. Yeah. And he goes, this sucks. He hated it. He was like, why are all these people here? And he's doing Rib Fest the next day. And I'm like,
that's
and
awesome.
I'm like, this is great. And he goes, where's the guitar solos? I'm like, they don't have guitars. It's not that kind of band,
My Brad Gillis story is one of my first girlfriends.
I wasn't done.
Oh, it keeps going. I apologize.
So anyway, we get done, and he was like, hey, man, where are you going now? And I was like, I'm going. This is when I lived in Tower Grove. I was like, I'm going to Manja. It's open till 2:30. He's like, could you take us over there? And I was like, sure. So him and Joel Hoekstra, who is like the guy that took Jeff Watson's place, jumped in the back of my Geo Metro, and I drove him over to Manja at 2:00 in the morning. And yeah, there you go.
I had a girlfriend break up with me who I thought I would be with the rest of my life. And she breaks up with me. That's bad enough. And her parting shot. And strangely, I don't think she was trying to be mean. I think she was trying to purge her soul.
Okay.
She told me that she, while we were dating, had hooked up with Brad Gillis.
Oh, my gosh.
From Night Ranger. And I loved Night Ranger, and I was so torn. I was sort of impressed and heartbroken all at the same time. And then fast forward, probably 2004, all the guys were on my show back on 97.1.
Did you tell him?
No, I didn't have that kind of balls. No, I didn't know. I was afraid of Brad Gillis. I still am. Don't tell him. But Pigpen, who was my associate producer, came busting in, and Jack Blades was playing like a 1935 Martin, and he cracked it.
Ooh.
Cracked it.
Oh.
And he was so cool. He was like, it's an old guitar. It's fine.
Oh,
and then they invited me to Subway sandwiches with him.
Nice.
Right? Nice guys.
Yeah.
Really nice guys.
Yeah, he was cool.
How good is Brad?
Oh, he's great. I was more of a the Jeff Watson was my favorite.
He was cool.
Yeah, I mean just his note choice and his ability was always impressive to me. And Brad's great too, you know. But and like I watched Brad on the Speak of the Devil when he was with Ozzy.
Yeah.
Like he was going back and forth between Ozzy and Night Ranger. So
Was he the first in after Randy Rhoads?
the first guy's name was Bernie Torme, who was a British dude who did like 3 gigs while Brad was backstage learning all the songs.
Wow.
And Bernie Torme was not as and dude, no, this is like before you had YouTube where somebody goes, here's how you do this. And so Bernie Torme just kind of like jumped out there and went beedly beedly beedly, you know, as fast as he could. And they had Brad Gillis and George Lynch was also on tour with them. Like, and they would watch the show, and then during the day, Brad would rehearse, and Bernie Torme would do the gig, and then after Bernie went back to England, and Brad Gillis was out there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Night Ranger opening up for El Montero, the 18th.
Yes.
Tickets, how do you?
I have no idea.
People can figure it out. It's 2026.
Yeah,
right?
You got a phone, right?
And then I think the only one of your projects that I haven't seen is The Incurables.
Okay.
And as you know, it's one of my favorite CDs.
Mm-hmm.
The one.
Wait till you hear the new one, man. We're almost. I'm thinking it's going to be out in October. You know Mike Zito, right?
I do.
Yeah, Mike has a company called Broken Rocks. And they're helping me get it finished. It's being mixed right now by a guy named John Porter, who did like the Smiths and Roxy Music and like all kinds of stuff. But man, I'm super, super excited about this record, and I can't wait to get it out. It's
That's
gonna be
cool.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, like when I first heard it, I didn't know you as well as I know you now. I didn't know your musical tastes and such. But now that I know you so well, and I listen to that first CD, it's like, all that funneled down into this.
Yes, yeah.
You hear the Petty, you hear the Beatles, you hear all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this one is, I didn't after I had Rocket, I didn't write a song for a long time. Like I was a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
And the world was not a place that I was able to write songs about at that point. And then it all just started coming back. And so now I also wanted to write a slightly happier record because the first 2 records are all like people that I knew would be like, man, I know you and you're like a fun guy. And these songs are all sad. Like, why do you write all these sad songs? And I was like, I should try it. So it's a little more upbeat. It's, it's that guy that wrote the first 2 records, but as a grown up and a more grown up.
I love it.
And a dad. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm super happy about it. And that's at the Wildy Theater on the 31st of July.
One of my favorite rooms.
If you want to go, let me know. I think Rocket is going to guest with us. He's really mad that he didn't get to do this. I told him because I was coming from somewhere else. And I said, honey, I got to go. I'm going to be on Dave's show. And he goes, well, am I going? And I was like, no, I don't think you make this one. Oh, okay. Well, tell him I said hi. And I was like, all right.
We love Rocket.
But I think he's going to sing Hey Jude with us.
Get out.
At that show. Yeah. That's his favorite Beatles song.
You can get tickets to see Jimmy at Live Nation or Ticketmaster. And then our friend Julie Lally put a link to the El Monstero shows on the Facebook live stream. So check it out.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these 2 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Tell you guys about Jimmy and I are going to tell you guys about First Missouri Credit Union. So I saw something the other day, and I'm not a financial guy, as you guys know. Like, money makes my stomach hurt, but you got to have it, right? You got to keep it. And it said that banks are for business and credit unions are for people. And I think there's a lot to that. Like, I have a bank, been there for over 30 years, not gonna leave. But when First Missouri reached out to me, and they're telling me all the things that they had going for them, and they said, oh, by the way, if you open up a checking account, we'll pay you 4.27% on it up to $100,000. Well, I know a lot of people who have moved $100,000 over to First Missouri because you can't get a return like that in any sort of super safe way. Better than CDs, better than lots of things. They have the lowest rates on vehicle loans, so you're going to be paying less and making more. If you're not near South County, they're on Lee May Ferry, brand new location. There's a place, like a mile from where I live, and there's a place a block from the studio where you just walk in, and from First Missouri, want to deposit a check, cash a check, here you go, boom, 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 you're done. 314-544-5050, the number one, STMOCU.org.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Let's take a break.
Good idea.
Hey, Tom, what are you doing on that Amendment 4?
You know, we fought for our freedom and rights. I'm not giving them away without a fight.
4 takes them?
That's exactly what 4 does. For over 100 years, Missouri voters have used our constitutional power to act when the politicians refused. I'll be darned if I'm voting to pass on less freedom and power to my kids.
And doesn't 4 also kill majority rule?
Yup. Creates minority rule, where just 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one Missouri congressional district that block any citizen-led reform, making it nearly impossible to pass common-sense conservative citizen ballot measures.
That's crazy town stuff.
And we've needed our citizen ballot measure power to pass some big conservative stuff, like outlawing tax hikes without voter approval, lobbyist reforms, and term limits for career politicians.
No way I'm letting a tiny fraction of liberals derail our conservative power. I'm no on Amendment 4.
Hard no on 4.
Paying 4 buttons every inch per care governance.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX. This is the Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Our pal Jimmy Griffin is in with us. Elmont Outdoors is going to be the 18th, and then Jimmy's band, the Incurables original band, is going to be at the Wildy
on the 31st.
31st.
Yes.
Your birthday, right, Rach?
Mine's the 30th.
It's the day after her birthday.
That's a Friday night.
Yeah, be a good time. I was. It's such a. It's a little difficult because everybody's seated. So it's kind of like
different vibe,
right? But I've kind of tailored the gig so that it's, and we do it with the petty thing too when we play there. Is it's we're not as rock and roll, not as in your face, not loud. Maybe.
Yeah.
Little.
I saw
more
your last petty at the Wildy. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything.
Yeah.
Like the vibe, the music, the sound. It sounded so great.
Yes.
Yeah. There is a time traveler. Are you hip to this, Wheels?
I don't know. There's multiple time travelers if you follow the internet.
He's the new big one.
Okay.
And he is from 3700 when we have a huge battle with robots and they kill a third of humanity.
So somebody's redoing Terminator.
Kind of.
Okay.
But he brought back.
Is his name Jim Cameron?
he brought back the arm of one of the cyborgs, and he's showing that online. But when I heard that, first of all, we're going to make it to 3,700. That's okay.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
And the robots only kill a third of us. Okay, I'll take those odds.
Yeah.
If you came back to warn us, it sounds like good news to me.
The lines will be shorter for everything.
Right. Six Flags is easy.
Right.
You guys think we make it to 3,700 in any recognizable way as humans?
Yeah. I mean, we've been around longer than that.
Yeah, I think we'll find our way off this planet at some point.
Yeah. By then, I would think, right?
Yeah.
And think about, just think about 100 years. 100 years ago, what we could do then and what we can do now. And now, fast forward 1,500 years.
Yeah.
With quantum computing and AI help and, just a better understanding of everything.
Yeah.
I got to believe that we will. I don't know if we'll be quote unquote colonizing, but I bet we're out there.
Yeah. That and genetically engineering ourselves.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that's
going to be another thing.
At least the rich people will get to do that.
Right.
Oh, did you see the guy who's been using his 17-year-old son's blood?
Brian Johnson.
Stop doing it.
Because he has an incurable disease that's going to kill him.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just knew he stopped doing it because it wasn't working.
No, he just announced it this week that he has some sort of a condition that his stomach eats itself, and it's incurable. And
he does, or his son
does?
Okay.
The guy who's like your age.
Wait, when you say Brian John, are we talking about the lead singer of AC/DC?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what, though, that guy's going to live forever.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yes.
All those guys.
Their front of house guy, last time they were here, they talked about how loud that band is, and they're usually a mixed position is the dead center of the room. They're in an arena. Their soundboard is to the left of the thing to get out of the way of Angus's amps.
That's crazy.
Because he's that loud in an arena. And then they have I think he said it was 60,000 watts of PA that is their monitors that are aimed at their skulls, and it's all snare drum and his voice and the hi-hat.
Wow.
And that's all that's in the thing.
That's crazy.
And just to go,
Craig on the stream says, Jimmy is exactly how I imagined him. He looks like a rocker to the core. When people, because they know that Jimmy and I are boys, and they'll ask me, what does he really like, though, off stage? I'm like, dude, he goes to Target dressed exactly the same way.
Dude, can I tell you a story real fast?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at AutoZone, and I look like I look, and I forget that people can see us now. But anyway, the guy goes, hey, man, I bet you like rock. And I was like, yeah, that rock is great. And he goes, man, you remind me of Earl Smith. I was like, I don't know who that. And I'm thinking Earl Slick that like played in Bowie's band. I'm like, are you talking about Earl Slick? And he goes, no, man, Earl Smith. I was like, dude, I don't know who that is. And he goes, man, he had that song. And I was like, what was the song? And he goes, man, he had that song with Run DMC. And I was like, are you talking about Aerosmith? And he goes, yeah, man, that guy, Earl Smith. And I was like, no.
I am not Earl Smith.
You're a long way off. All right, so make it out to El Monstero Outdoor and to the Incurables. I'm really going to try to make both. I've never seen the outdoor show.
Dude, we'll hook you up. You know that.
Okay.
Like, you won't have to be with the common people.
Meaning I get to sing, have a cigar.
Yes.
Excellent.
There you go.
Excellent.
All right.
Tell you guys, thank you, Jim. Tell you guys about Timberline Professional Tree Care. My buddy Ben Barnett, who owns it. You can find them at stltreecare.com. I'm going to make this real simple. Anything involving trees or bushes or shrubs, whether you want to plant them, you want to remove them, you want to dig up a 100-year-old stump, you want to find out why your trees don't look good as your neighbors. Is it like some sort of infestation? Is it bugs? Is it the soil? Are you watering it too much? Not enough? Anything tree related after a storm, removing limbs and such. Ben is great. He's one of the only certified master arborists in town. 7 other certified arborists on the crew. There's always going to be one that comes out and visits your house. And here's the bottom line. I like him. I trust him. He reminds me of the guys I grew up with in South Roxana. Just good blue-collar working guys whose hands look like they've been working. You can trust Ben. STLtreecare.com.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Taking care of your health shouldn't feel complicated. That's why we created NeoVitan to make nutrition easy. Our doctor-formulated vitamins are designed for real life and delivered straight to your door with our monthly subscription. No guesswork, no running out. Just clean, high-quality supplements manufactured in the USA using the finest domestic and international ingredients. Subscribe today at neovitan.com and take one simple step toward better daily nutrition. Visit neovitan.com and start making nutrition easy today.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky. Right now, 86 degrees downtown at the Arch. The NAACP believes the St. Louis City proposed data center bill has some flaws.
St. Louis City NAACP President Adolphus Pruitt says the biggest flaw he finds in the bill is it doesn't put the power of approving future data centers in the hands of the people living closest to them.
It does not give the residents whom
these data centers can be located next to the ability to say yes or no, just like we do on a liquor license.
Pruitt also says the bill makes it too difficult to build a data center in the city and would like to see requirements that their operators fund workforce development and training. The Board of Aldermen will hold special sessions to allow the bill to receive a final vote during summer recess. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The man charged with severely injuring Ferguson officer Travis T.J. Brown goes on trial later this month.
Elijah Gant faces a variety of charges connected with protests marking the 10th anniversary of the killing of Michael Brown. Among those, first-degree assault on Officer T.J. Brown. KMOX legal analyst Brad Young says that charge alone could result in up to life in prison if prosecutors can prove intent.
In order to do that, the prosecution has to prove that Gant knowingly attempted to cause physical injury to Officer Brown.
Young adds that's a high bar to meet. He says the severity of Brown's injuries will surely be featured in court. The officer has been in rehabilitation since the incident, can barely speak, and cannot walk. Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
President Trump threatened to unleash more military strikes against Iran after saying that Iranian attacks in the Strait of Hormuz signaled the end of the ceasefire. But later he said the most recent exchange of fire with the Islamic Republic did not herald a return to full-scale war. You can't outrun the long arm of the law or apparently the watchful eye of a Waymo. Mike DeWald tells us a pair of San Francisco teens found out the hard way.
The call is coming from inside the Waymo. These two teens accused of drinking and firing a toy gun from inside the robo-taxi, a remote operator catching wind of it, remotely disabling the car and leading police right to it. In the meantime, telling the teens the car was having mechanical trouble. The incident does raise some privacy questions. Ian Schur is AI and tech analyst at Timeworthy Research.
It says something about what they are able to do in real time.
Waymos in St. Louis, meantime, are still being driven by humans. Illinois lawmakers passed a bill that creates an easier path to a license for aspiring barbers and beauty professionals. If signed into law by Governor Pritzker, it would establish a new apprenticeship program to build the necessary educational hours to apply for a license. Noah Bazis, Illinois legislative strategist for the Institute for Justice Clinic on Entrepreneurship, worked on the bill.
There are lots of salon owners in communities that know people that are unlicensed, that might be, cutting hair at home or at a friend's house, and they see people with real talent, and they want to bring them on and nurture that talent, get better retention from the folks that they bring on.
Let's get an update now. The St. Louis Business Index. We take you to Stiefel and Scott Bedell. Scott.
Hello, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. As you can imagine, with the end of the ceasefire in the Middle East, oil prices jumped while most other assets turned south. On the day, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 577 points, or 1%, to close at 52,347. The Standard & Poor's 500 index slid 0.25% to 7,482, while NASDAQ reversed the trend up 0.2%, finishing at 25,870. Closer to home, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index had a rough day, losing 1 1/3% at 1,693. Checking on some stocks of local interest, Centene gained 1.4% at $67 and a nickel. Bunge Global up a little less than 4%, finishing at $115.23. On the downside, Boeing fell a little less than 3% at $224.95. Commerce Bank lost a little more than 2% at $57.59. And finally, Stiefel Financial slipped 2.25% to close at $73.31. This has been Scott Bedell from Stiefel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stiefel.com.
We've got a crash on 6440 going east at Big Bend. That is in the right lane. Also a crash on 6440 going east at 270. That's in the two right lanes. We've also got a crash on 170 going south at Ladue. That's in the right lane. A crash on 70 east at Grand. Back up there. We've got a stalled vehicle, 255 going east at Telegraph on the right shoulder. Back to 6440 going eastbound at Research Park Circle. The middle two lanes are closed because of debris there.
For the month of July, this is a pretty easy Wednesday afternoon. Weather-wise, sunny skies, relatively comfortable humidity levels, 88 for the high. Tonight, clear skies, 73 Thursday, partly sunny. Pretty fast warm-up on Thursday. That will be the hottest of the week, 93 degrees, but still okay humidity levels. Scattered showers and thunderstorms late Thursday night, Friday, and into Friday night. Scattered's the key word. 89 on Friday. Saturday, partly sunny, nothing more than a spot thunderstorm, 89. And Sunday, sunny and 89. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck, your premier provider of fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, and more. Call them for a free estimate today. Now offering 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com. We've got clouds. It's 86 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. If you are watching on the stream, no, it's not Thursday. Janelle is here on a Wednesday, so we have one more day to go until Thursday. Good to see you.
Yeah,
You look
thanks.
great as always.
Thanks. I'm really screwing up your schedule here for the next few weeks. I've got a colonoscopy on Friday, so I'm be at home doing prep tomorrow. And
We'll be thinking of you.
I will be thinking of food and how much I'm not getting it. And then the week after that, I will be heading towards Toronto and Boston for the week.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
So it'll be, and I did it perfect. Like I scheduled my colonoscopy between vacations.
Yeah.
So I'm like, in my mind, I'm not gaining any weight from either
There
one.
you go.
of them.
No. Yeah.
I'm like,
It's all balanced out.
right. Like a little bit of the weight that I put on from Arizona, all scraped out by tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
right.
gone.
And then it means I'll be completely empty by the time I go on vacation.
What's your first meal after the colonoscopy?
I like chocolate long johns from Schnucks. Yeah, I
Nice.
think they have the best anywhere. So yeah, I'm in fact, like tonight, I've been eating. I know I've been eating in my version of crap today, like of just whatever I want.
It's gonna
like,
be gone real soon.
Yeah. So I know it's gonna be like, wow, like I had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch in a bag of chips. I know it's like that's not crap, but that is for me. And then I'm ordering a pizza when I get home.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
What's your go-to?
It's really weird. I get really the family loves to say you don't have pizza because I don't like pizza sauce. So
Gets in the way.
Yeah. So it's a very like just glorified cheese bread. So I'll have the whatever like the white sauce is, just a whole bunch of cheese, spinach, tomatoes. I mean, it's just a cheese bread.
I love pizza sauce. Wheels, I don't know if you have this problem with your reflux, but it really hits my reflux.
It just depends. If I did it too much, it would. But at the rate that I eat pizza normally, it's okay.
And it's specifically Pizza Hut.
Oh,
which I
theirs
love.
is a little bit on
I
the
think Andrew has issues
spicier side.
with the Hut as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the Detroit style ones, because they're spicy, their sauce is supposed to be a little spicier. It's not hot or anything, but it's a little more.
Is it the acid in the
zing.
tomato sauce?
Probably.
Yeah, well, for
No?
me, it's any of the triggers are tomatoes and onions. Well, what is most of pasta sauce?
Yeah.
It's tomatoes and onions. It's a huge part of it.
Whatever we want to talk about, we can talk about. But I'm still so intrigued by Odyssey, which is on the 18th, right?
Yeah, I actually see it Monday. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about
excellent.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. I am too. It's the weirdest stuff is going on right now online on social media because Elon Musk a few months ago has decided that he hates Christopher Nolan. He calls it the woke agenda, and that he hopes this movie bombs. And now all you have are a lot of his sycophants all over social media, downrating the YouTube, like the trailer on YouTube. It's just they're hoping that it flops. They're trying to promote this Yui Bowl movie, this
Citizen Vigilante.
Yes, which has like a 93% audience approval rating and like a 6% critic rating. And have you heard the latest that Armie Hammer came out and said, I did not know what this movie was about. I was hoodwinked.
Sure you were, buddy.
Right.
He shot it. He said all the dialogue.
They were going to have people
Yeah.
at craft food services for me to eat.
He's
Yeah.
like, I only got.
I swear I thought this was about cannibalism.
I thought that all those brown people I shot and killed.
Yeah, he's like, I got 50 pages of script. I didn't even get the whole script. And as it was being shot, I mean, like, nobody believes this, but this is the narrative that he's coming out about this movie. That they're like really trying to promote this and have this take over the top spot. Like, so they're so proud that it's like moved into number 2 on Amazon, like right behind Project Hail Mary. And it's just really bizarre because I kind of, in a way, feel bad for somebody who is so deep in that political kind of side, the real fringe, real fringy, that they are not allowing themselves to just enjoy a good movie because their leader, their dear leader, Elon Musk, has told them that like there was a brown person cast in this movie, so you absolutely can't like it. And it's, I find the whole thing around it just very cringy, very just off-putting in every kind of way.
I almost texted you off the air when I saw there are like 600,000 thumbs downs on the trailer. And I'm like, what's up? And I guess pretty easy to figure out.
They're just going over there. There are people that are already trying to put in a review on Letterboxd on just like giving it a half star. And one of them was so appalling. I think the guy actually got banned from Letterboxd due to what he had written as far as his film critic. And the thing is, only a handful of people have really seen it. I think the social reactions came out July 6th, just a couple days ago. People in the big cities got to see it. There's no reviews out yet. People are just giving their impressions. But it's just so weird. And just I just can't believe that this is where we're at. That he decided to try to go after one of the best, biggest film directors that we have right now, who won an Academy. Like, he keeps saying that like he's got to do this DEI casting so he can win an Academy Award. Oppenheimer had an all-white cast and won an Academy Award. So it's very just.
Well, it's funny because it was a retelling of real history with real people that you tried to portray in a real way, and this is a fantasy story.
Right, and it's just...
They're very different things.
And they're very up in arms, like, these should have, they should have been Greek people, and it's like, okay, but you're only really focusing on 2 cast members of this entire movie. You didn't focus on the fact that Matt Damon isn't Greek, Robert Pattinson isn't Greek.
And don't look Greek.
Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, like, nothing else has been said about, and it's only just been about Elliot Page and Lupita. And it's like we see through what you're trying to do here. Like, you're trying to... These same people did not complain when Christian Bale was cast as Moses. And I think it was him and Joel Edgerton. And as much as I love Joel Edgerton, he wasn't Ramsey. You know what I mean? Like, but nothing. No, none of this was ever... But yeah, this has been the new thing online to try to make the movie bomb. And even though I think it ended up selling 150,000 pre-sale tickets for opening day, it's just weird. It's weird. It's a weird place right now.
I'm really looking forward to it. I love long movies. I grew up, right? I know you love the 10 Commandments like I do. Cleopatra.
Sure.
All the Civil War movies,
the
Gettysburg.
The Right Stuff.
The famously Egyptian Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we honored. Yeah, that was.
Yes.
I'm actually surprised they're not making this into like 5 movies.
He could have done a trilogy with it.
Yeah, actually, everybody's kind of surprised that he didn't start with the Iliad, but he just went right to the Odyssey. But I mean, this is what he wanted to do, and
no, I'm glad it's one movie. I'm shocked that they didn't.
Money grab.
Well, because it just seems like they try to meld
franchise.
everything.
Yeah.
I was going to say
again, that could be Nolan's
the Odyssey
thing, right?
universe.
Yeah, I was going to say I think we should all be grateful that it actually wasn't turned into like an Amazon streaming series, because his ability to do he's very famously, he likes to stay away from CGI as much as he can. everybody on set has talked about how this was the hardest film set they've ever worked on, that he really had them rowing boats out in the ocean, and that he built a 50-foot puppet for the Cyclops and put them all in a cave. And I look forward to it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be amazing.
Do we know who Zendaya plays in the Odyssey?
Athena.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She looks
On the
really
other
pretty
side,
in
I don't
all
know
the
if you saw this, Janelle, but Young Washington, the movie.
Yeah.
People are up in arms because evidently so much AI was used.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I get, but at the same time, if I can watch a movie.
Sure.
I don't like AI because it's taking people's jobs.
Right.
But if you show me a movie and I can't tell it's AI.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling you probably can.
Why do you need AI for a George Washington story?
Well, they say that they're cheating because, for example, it sounds
They
like
have no
they
budget?
shot it in a field.
Yeah.
But then they made the backgrounds of the battlefields and the trees and the hills and the mountains all AI.
So I mean, I guess it wouldn't be any different than CGI, being used from computer graphics. I guess they're just taking away computer graphic artists being able to do that. I mean, I don't like. I knew you guys talked earlier about like that. The one thing that you kind of wish that you would go away in society is just the focus on profit. And I agree with Rachel. It's going to get a lot worse before it ever gets any better. Because everything now is just how can we save a buck and and it doesn't matter who we put out of jobs. And I mean, Disney is struggling with that because they laid off so many of their the CGI. What are the CGI? I mean, whoever does the visual effects of that. And so it's like they've worked these people to the bone. And now if they can find a way to do it without having to pay extra people and do it in a cheap rate. I mean, did Coca-Cola do it for the Super Bowl lunch and everybody?
Rich, I think you had this in your show prep. I had it as well that as much as I love long movies, that the average movie now is down to 88 minutes. Did you see this?
Oh, my gosh. That would be crazy if it is.
Or maybe that's what they're shooting for. Maybe that's the ideal.
I can see streaming movies going that way, stuff that's really released on Netflix and Amazon that's strictly but I mean, it's then and I hope it's not because they just can't keep people's attention spans for 2 hours, but some movies absolutely, are they too long? You could probably shave it down 20 minutes. Yes. But there are some movies that I don't want. Would you want the Odyssey to be an hour and a half?
Oh, no. But I don't need like a 2 hour and 20-minute rom-com.
No, well, I mean, and those usually aren't. Like horror movies usually stay around the hour 30, hour 45-minute mark because they know that at a certain point it just wears thin. You can't keep the adrenaline up for that long. But I mean, these big like sweeping epic like Dune. I didn't want Endgame to end. Just there's some movies that the longer the better. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree. Going to take a quick break. Right back with more with Janelle. DGS, happy Wednesday.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Story, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal, or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Story Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
All right, guys, FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of KMOX. It's been my official sportsbook for a whole lot of years. In fact, I predate that for the KMOX because I've been with them since they launched. I just couldn't play at home. Now I can. It's awesome. Guys, the biggest stage of the soccer world is the United States right now. And we don't have that much time left for that to be the case. And, of course, FanDuel does what they can with all of the major sporting events, especially in the U.S., but around the world. They try to change the game a little bit for you. So, we're all playing along at home. I'm playing along at home. And look, there are things that happen you can't control, and FanDuel tries to help you out with that every once in a while. So, for example, the FanDuel Super Sub that's going on right now. Look, in soccer, sometimes you got action that involves an individual player, and that player gets subbed out, and then your bet just goes right out the door with them. Not with the FanDuel Super Sub. If your player is subbed out, your bet stays in, because if the player leaves for an injury or coach strategy, whatever, the bet continues on with the substitute. So you're in it until the final whistle, which is a pretty cool innovation there. And you can find out more. You can get yourself signed up, do all of that at FanDuel.com/Missouri. And then you can join me in saying, let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri to play. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Party at your place this summer? Fix things up inside and out with July 4th deals, now at Lowe's. Get up to 45% off select major appliances and save up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, save $80 on the select Charbroil Performance Series gas grill, now $299. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal too, right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder, but our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag. Risk-free, you just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, that's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now, it'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com, that's RUFFgreens.com, discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green, we make any dog food better.
Seeing more bees, wasps, or hornets around your home? Carpenter bees can damage wood structures, and wasps and hornets often hide nests inside walls. Don't risk getting stung. Let Rottler Pest Solutions protect your home and family. Call Rottler today or visit Rottler.com.
100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Happy Wednesday. Janelle's hanging out with us. Dave Murray joins us at the bottom of the hour. So you saw Hail Mary?
I did.
As you just crapped on two of Janelle and I's favorite series.
I didn't crap on them. I just said that they weren't worthy of the 27,000 nominations they got for awards.
You really should do your own reviews.
Reviews that nobody will watch?
Yes. Like the emotionless, non-whimsical review.
No, his reviews are exactly what go viral on TikTok.
Really?
Because he's giving such like hyperbolic reviews that's the reason like I'm never gonna go viral, because like a lot of times I'm just like, it was good and here's why, and people want to hear like, and this is why this is the worst movie that came out this year, like. Yeah, so that Kevin would be great, because that's what it would get, as long as he could get people angry, which would be no problem for him.
I didn't realize, though, that like saying something wasn't elite is going to make people angry. Like, those shows were fine. I watched them. I just thought that's a lot of awards for a show that was just pretty good.
No, there are ways that we all know that there are ways that you can say something was okay, and there's different ways that you can say something was okay without.
Well, yeah, I get my reaction, though, was not to the shows. It was to the nominations. Like, we were talking about Widow's Bay. It was a fine show. A little bit goofy for me for something that's horror, too. I'm not a big fan of, like, making horror silly or, like, that kind of thing. But it was all right. Like, the characters are great. I love Stephen Root and everything, so he's awesome. But it got 19 nominations. I didn't think it was that level. I didn't think it was Sopranos level. I didn't think it was Game of Thrones level of TV show.
See, I think for what it was, which I give a lot of credit to writers and producers and actors who can so successfully meld horror and comedy.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't The Exorcist, but it was creepy.
Yeah.
But I thought it was one of the funnier shows I've seen in 10 years.
Yeah, the dialogue and the script was one of probably the best I've seen, in a series in a long time. I mean, that's just, the writing is supremely good. The cast is great. I mean, everybody's got great chemistry. I mean, you have to look at those things outside of, like we were talking about, like The Night of the Seven Kingdoms has been nominated for 9, and none of the cast isn't. They've got drama series, cinematography, sci-fi, production design.
Well, to me, that was a better show than the other ones. It was funny. It had the action. There's a good human side to that story too.
But the Emmys have a lot of characters. I think the Emmys have many more categories than what the Oscars do. So say like it's got 19, it shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, it isn't like the Oscars. They've got like hairstyling is a category.
Is it, were those shows, in your guys' opinion, were they worth twice as many nominations as Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Because that's kind of what I'm referencing.
I would have to see. I would say because. I think Night of the Seven Kingdoms should have had some of the cast nominated as well. And Widow's Bay, I think, had 3 or 4 different people. I mean, that bumps it up a lot. So I think there's things that Night of the Seven Kingdoms should have been in there. But there was a whole stream of TV shows and stuff that came out. It was pretty good.
Dave Murray joins us at the other side of the bottom of the hour break. Tell you guys about my friend John Moriarty at E3 Wealth. John's a financial guy. Okay, I've got pizza places, I've got siding places. He's a financial guy. If you are like me and you're a W-2 employee and you want to save as much money as you can for retirement and be smart and know about, alternative asset classes to invest in and things like that, call John. He'd be very happy to help you. What he really loves, and he's gotten a lot of response from the KMOX audience, because we have more business owners and entrepreneurs than any other station by far. And so if you're one of those and you're, if you're even slightly interested in this, it means you've done pretty well. But don't fall into that trap of just because you're really good at running this business or knowing this service doesn't mean you know everything, right? A smart person knows what their limitations are. If you would like a little outside financial advice for your business, if you'd like a little outside business coaching, just in general, take your business to the next level, maybe pass your business on to your kids, maybe sell it to someone else, reach out to John, e3wealth.com.
the thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
For dependable, no-pressure home comfort solutions, turn to Huff Heating and Air Conditioning. Locally owned and family-operated for over 40 years. Our team will work with you on a plan that fits your home's needs with financing available. And as always, your family's comfort is our family's business. Learn more at huffheating.com.
Get ready for our compact tractor event at Seidenstriger Partners in St. Charles, located off Veterans Memorial Parkway. Stop by July 9th through the 11th and check out our John Deere equipment. During this special event, receive an additional $1,000 off our sizzling hot summer discounts on select 1 through 5E 3-cylinder compact tractor packages. Get the details now at SNPartners.com. Seidenstriger, your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 7/11/2026. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
It's 3:31. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
The new Omaha Steak Store is now open in Baldwin at 15305 Manchester Road in Central Plaza. Stop in today and save 50% store-wide on legendary steaks, burgers, and more. Plus, get doorbuster deals starting at just $19.99. Discover the Omaha Steaks difference today at the new store at Central Plaza in Baldwin.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
We've had weather moving through and around the area, so we have delays because of that and other things. A lot of backed up traffic on 5570 Metro East. Eastbound 5570 is Exchange to 111, and westbound's bumper to bumper from 255 most of the way to 203, so that's a real mess. Eastbound 64, 111 to 157, and northbound 255 is backed up midway between 15 and 64 up to that 64 interchange right now. Trouble on southbound 170, it crashed before 64. Only the right lane is open. South 170, a solid jam at Olive. Westbound 64 slow from Hampton headed out through Big Bend. It's backed up west of McKnight to Clayton Warson because of a recent crash, and then it's backed up again from Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70. They cleared a crash south 270 at Ladue, but there are delays from 364 past there, goes all the way down to Doherty Ferry, and then again 44 to Tesson Ferry, kind of busy on those runs. And westbound Highway 70, you've got some slow traffic right at 61. Eastbound 70 is heavy east of the Blanchette to 270. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Many times, a person hires a law firm after an injury without doing research. It can be a big mistake or not. Sometimes, after you have hired a certain lawyer, you realize you made a certain mistake. But guess what? Just because you hire them doesn't mean you can't fire them. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you think you've hired the wrong firm, you may have. So do this. Google Morgan & Morgan results or visit forthepeople.com for cases just like yours. You may find that our full-service injury firm should have been your choice in the first place. Last year, almost 12,000 people discharged their law firm and hired us after further research. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com today and let's get started. Or call Pound Law on your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Today, the Cards, the Brewers.
Hamlin Total Access 550. First pitch 6:45.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is brought to you by Huff Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Dave Murray joins us. Hello, Dave.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. I feel so smart because we had a 1-hour show Friday. We had a game yesterday. I took one day off yesterday or Monday, and I got 5 days.
There you go.
That's a big return.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice sticking it to the man. Take that, Whitey. How's the, is it,
I think you are, Whitey.
I thought you were going to keep going. Whitey Bulger?
Me too.
What's Whitey Herzog?
Nobody wanted to jump in on that.
Pretty good to this show.
Tried to pull it back. Don't get me started on the white man.
And we all left you out there on that cliff.
Boy, I know who my friends are now. And
I was smiling.
None
You
of
could
them are
review
in
the
this
tapes.
room. So, interesting week of weather, Dave, coming up?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we've had some pop showers, thunder showers around this afternoon. Really, really pop, really isolated. For the most part, they're going to fade, and they're fading quickly right now. There's not much around the immediate St. Louis area. And if you have evening plans, wouldn't really worry about it. I think they're all gone. Skies will go mostly clear tonight. Tomorrow is a summer day, partly sunny. It's more humid. It's hot, 93 degrees. It's going to feel like summer. But there will be scattered showers and thunderstorms around during the afternoon on Thursday. It's not a widespread severe weather outbreak, but some of the stronger storms, really heavy downpours of rain, these efficient rainmakers again, thunder and lightning, and some gusty winds. Scattered showers and thunderstorms around Thursday night, Friday night. The weekend, Saturday, partly sunny. Going to keep a chance of a couple of showers and thunderstorms around, but they'll be fading. 87 degrees. Sunday looks fine right now, 87, and partly sunny skies. So a little unsettled through Friday night now.
Okay, not bad. As you always say, it's St.
okay.
Louis, it's summer, you know.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I have a question for Wheels.
Shoot.
That's just...
You need my weather spotter training?
No. Just maybe
I don't think he does.
Definitely not. Maybe I've just noticed it, but why are there so many baseball scores that are off the cliff? I mean, like 23 runs, 21. I mean, the Cardinals have
Good question.
Lately?
Just big time.
Yeah, lately.
Yeah, lately.
Yeah. The month of June and now into July, the offensive numbers have exploded. Normally, you get a little bit of a boost June, July, August from the weather change, right? Normally, it's
Okay,
the offense.
right.
Offense is a little lighter April and May for a lot of reasons, right? You're new to the season, you're getting warmed up, literally and figuratively. You know, it's a little bit of everything. But the numbers that you guys are talking about are higher than most June and July numbers. Like it's an increase over previous June and July's, not just over April and May. And a bunch of guys that are studying this, they're noticing that there's less drag on the ball right now. And that's actually measurable. They do track it. Major League Baseball tracks it. It's publicly available information. So something about the way the baseballs, the batch of baseballs they're using now, they cut through the air better. They fly further. They have less wind resistance. And Major League Baseball is saying it's a manufacturing thing. It's the string that they use, and maybe there was a little too much oil, and the oil seeped through, and it's causing these problems.
Wow.
Some
So
players
smooth balls.
Yeah, basically. And some of the players are calling BS on that. But the guys that are studying are just like, we're not trying to call whether it's a conspiracy or not, but it's clear that the ball's different and it's not being impacted as much. Like
Smooth balls is going to be my prison nickname if I ever go.
I mean, why not?
Speaking of, I saw the report that several pitchers think that the baseballs are too slippery this year. They keep throwing them back.
Same idea, right? Because if you're talking about, like, if it's the oil that they use on the string to kind of help it, and that's seeping through, well, that could lead to some of that too. Because even if it's not quote unquote wet, it can affect the way the leather is on the surface. Because normally it's kind of dry. Normally it's not like a cue ball. And there are times in the past where pitchers have complained about baseballs where it feels like you're throwing a cue ball. It's not quite at that level now, but yeah, they're having problems with it.
What do the pitchers attempt to do to the ball? Throws them a ball. They got a fresh ball.
Yeah.
They have a couple minutes. What are they trying to do?
Normally they just want it to feel the way every other baseball feels. So there's a way that, like, it's kind of a weird balance between not being too dry and not being too sweaty. Because if you're either extreme, it's hard to control the baseball. Like and you'll see this in the cold because the baseball gets slippery because it's a little smoother, it's a little dry. So you want that middle ground is what you're looking for. So if you get a ball and it's a little bit dry, you see them, using their hands, they'll put some dirt on it and they mix some sweat on it and they grab the rosin bag and you're trying to get it to be a little less smooth and slippery. When you get one that's maybe feeling a little bit the opposite, you probably grab a little instead of the rosin bag or your sweat, you're trying to put a little dirt on it to kind of dry it off a little bit if your hands are sweaty or something.
Why and how did the spitball work?
It changes the way the ball moves through the air. So it's all about wind resistance. So it'll come off the fingers funny, so it'll have some deception to the hitter. It'll look like it's one thing, but because it's sliding and you don't have the same friction to pull, it will do something unexpected, which is why guys did it.
And the new kid we're bringing up?
Luis Gastelum.
Aki was saying that his changeup is like off the charts.
Supposed to be one of the best changeups in minor league baseball. It's when you look at the scouting scale, it's typically a 20-80 scale, so 20 being the worst, 80 being like Hall of Fame level pitch. I think he gets a 70 for his changeup, which is really high for, somebody that hasn't been in the big leagues, but that's his calling card. He throws probably hard enough. Like he's not a 88 mile an hour guy. He's probably 93, 94, but the changeup's his best pitch.
Matt Pauley, who's coming up next, just texted and said he's uncomfortable with all this ball talk. So,
well, too bad, sports guy.
Thank you, Dave.
But they're smooth balls.
Yeah, real smooth.
It's 3:42, and this time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we still got delays out there in certain areas. We've got trouble, obviously. If you're on southbound 170, they're working to clear that crash southbound 170 before 64. It looks like all lanes are open now, but there's still a backup on southbound 170 extending back through the Delmar area because we had an earlier crash at Ladue as well. So let's call it a pocket at Delmar, then heavy from the Parkway. So it's thinning out pretty quickly. They reported a rescue crash southbound 270 at the exit to Page. I'm not seeing any delays there. South 270 is slow south of 364 Page, most of the way down through Manchester to Doherty Ferry, 44 down to Gravois, and south of Tesson Ferry down to 55. Westbound 64, Hampton headed out to Hanley is slow. After that, you're good to go to get out to Lake St. Louis Boulevard, and it's heavy out to 70. Westbound 70, some slow traffic now west of TR Hughes to Bryan Road past 61. If you're on southbound Highway 55, there's a little slow pocket the way you normally see it midway down from M to Highway Z. Illinois traffic, not as bad, but there's still a backup eastbound 5570 from Exchange past 203 and westbound from 255 almost to 203 is heavy. Northbound 255 backs up north of 15 up to 64, and eastbound 64 jams approaching 255 through 157. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
Think buying a home is out of reach? Think again. Scott Credit Union has down payment options as low as zero money down. Your new home could be closer than you think. Visit scu.org today. Equal housing lender, NMLS 415767. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Mark Cantor. The people around here are hardworking people, just like you. And when someone in your family gets hurt in a car wreck, everything can change very fast. That's why having a local lawyer matters. At Cantor Injury Law, we know these towns, these roads, and the people who drive them every day. When you call us, you're calling a local team with boots on the ground, ready to fight for you. You can count on Cantor.
CantorInjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And... customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy.
I got my first real six-string.
Brian Adams is bringing the Roll with a Bunches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Brian Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Brian Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Girardo. Brian Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope. That's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Cardinal Report is sponsored by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings experience at Westport. I just did it about a month ago, and it was awesome. Matt Pauley joins us. Hey, Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
So much to talk about, right? I mean, it's such an interesting time of the season, such an interesting season. There's so many moving parts. Maybe I'm just paying more attention this season, but do you guys clock it that way? Like,
it's a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot going on right now. And, I mean, there was more roster moves made today with Gastelum getting called up. The two guys being brought up yesterday just to eat innings, knowing that they were not going to even be technically in the organization at the end of those games. I mean, it is there's a lot going on.
And you know, we were talking about this earlier in here. So Tom and I were talking about it. Dave, you were in the room for a little bit of that, and then our boss Steve Moore was in there a little bit too. But like, part of this is just kind of the season. Like, this is what we knew was going to be a part of the season. It just hadn't really showed up this seriously until now. And you're also happens to be happening at a time when you're going up against a team that's better than you.
Yeah, and I mean, I hate saying it, but the Brewers are better than the Cardinals, and they've certainly shown it this year and in recent years. And that's a lot of people are jumping off a cliff because it just hasn't looked good over the last couple days. The Cardinals have been really good against teams not named the Milwaukee Brewers this year. So get done playing the Brewers and get back to that, and hopefully they start winning a few more games. The Cardinals are really, really, really leaning in on player health right now and pitchers' health, and that's part of what led to yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I have a really hard time getting after, and I get some criticism on this, if that's the lane that Oliver Marmol wants to get in, where he feels like he has to give these guys a day and it's going to cost you the opportunity to use pitching the way you would like it to give yourself the best chance to win, I actually think there's some honor in that. And I don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes. I don't know if Michael McGreevy could have pitched yesterday or if he really, really needed that day. I'll take their word for it because there's no reason for me not to. At times it does feel like this organization really leans into pitcher health, starting pitching health, and then that does have some consequences with the way you use your bullpen, and you're in a tough situation like you are right now. But I understand what they're trying to do, even if it's not resulting in wins at the moment.
See, short term, they kind of have to do it because short term, just like last year, you don't have enough bodies behind them, right? Who did you have to call up yesterday? You had to call up two guys you just designated for assignment immediately after they pitched for you. Right, a 31-year-old journeyman in Zimmerman. You call up Schuster, who's also a journeyman. Like, those are the people you're turning to. Look at Milwaukee. They turn to a guy like Robert Gasser, who's a legitimate prospect, who's just a young guy who goes back and forth, not because he's a journeyman, but because they don't have room for him. He would be in the Cardinals' 5-man rotation, without question. But that's the guy that they have in reserve to call up when they need an extra guy. And he goes out there and gives you 7 1/3, 7 2/3 of awesome baseball. So, like, that's kind of the point of where you are. What they're doing is because they don't have a better choice at the moment. And what Chaim Bloom has been doing is building up that pitching depth. So at some point here soon, you will then also be calling up players like Robert Gasser when you need a spot start and not guys you're just going to let go at the end of their performance. That's just kind of where you are right now.
So let me ask you this. If you guys can take yourself back to the beginning of the year, and if I told you, here's where we are, and I told you about what's going on with the pitching in this last few games, do you think you'd go, yeah, that sounds about right?
I don't know. Like, it's hard to predict you ever get to a day where your pitching is in such a tough spot that you're calling up Zimmerman and Schuster and you're literally just telling them, hey, you're here for a day and there's nothing you can do to preserve your spot on this roster. You will be DFA'd. And I don't know if that conversation explicitly was stated like that, but anybody watching this team knew that's what was going on, and they knew that was what was going on as well. Nobody got surprised when at the end of their respective games they were told they were designated for assignment. So this exact scenario playing out, I don't know if I'd be surprised or not surprised, but I knew there was gonna be some tumultuous moments during the year where some weird, funky things were happening, and that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, I mean the whole point that we all were making about this back in spring training leading into opening day was this is going to be an unpredictable season. There's going to be some really good stuff. We knew, like, for example, at that time we were all confident J.J. Weatherholt would be a stud. Turned out that's the case. We were all completely unsure of what Jordan Walker was. Wow, he's been a hell of a surprise. We kind of had a good feel, at least I think we did, Matt, when we talked about it. We all knew that the pitching staff was going to be a question mark because you have a guy in Dustin May who hasn't been healthy in 3 years, and you got a guy in Leahy who hasn't been a starter for 2 or 3 years, and you've got, McGreevy as a first-year full-time big leaguer. You've got Palante was coming off of a bad year last year, and he's been fantastic, so that's been good. And then, you've got, what's his name, Libertor, who just hasn't been good. And we knew this was not a dominant rotation. We knew there were going to be challenges for innings, especially with Leahy and possibly with May, although May, I think, has been better with workload than maybe we would have expected. And then that's going to lead to the bullpen getting worn. And the bullpen getting worn is part of why you're seeing a lot of these late inning leads get away.
How long has the minor league pitching group been anemic? And if you would call it that, and if they have, why, how long and why was it why was it like that?
You want the first shot, Matt?
I mean, it's the entire player development system was just short of ignored for a while. And maybe I'm being a little bit too extreme in what I'm saying there, but they just did not have the infrastructure and the human capital invested in the organization. So since Chaim Bloom has been involved, they've started building that up. They've started to hire more coaches. They've started to invest in more technology. But they're still in the very early parts of that. I mean, you're 2 years basically into a new system being put in place. So I think that's the question that you were asking.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I would go with that.
So I think if I had to pick a time where I would say this is kind of like the turning point for player development and the Cardinals it's probably COVID, because everybody in baseball, and the Cardinals included, cut staff during COVID. And then the Cardinals just didn't bring a lot of those people back. They just didn't. And they didn't have the technology. They didn't have the pitching lab that they have now. They didn't have the hitting lab that they have now. So you were behind, and it was also philosophical. They were late jumping on the velocity bandwagon. They didn't even start doing that until Chaim Bloom came in. Now, again, with some exceptions. Here and there you would have it, but as an organization, it wasn't a primary focus. So philosophically, you were behind in what people were targeting and how they were developing players. You didn't have the tech, and what they did was chose to spend that money on fringe veterans like Michaelis and Fetty and guys like that, rather than spending it on player development.
Thank you, Matt.
But
let's take a break.
Good idea.
Hey, Tom, what are you doing on that Amendment 4?
You know we fought for our freedom and rights. I'm not giving them away without a fight.
Ford takes them? That's exactly what Ford does. For over 100 years, Missouri voters have used our constitutional power to act when the politicians refused. I'll be darned if I'm voting to pass on less freedom and power to my kids. And doesn't Ford kill majority rule? Yep, creates minority rule, where just 5% of statewide voters in one district can block any citizen-led reform, making it nearly impossible to pass citizen-led ballot measures. That's just dumb. And when the politicians refuse to act, we've used citizen-led ballot measures to pass some big stuff, like lobbyist reforms, term limits for career politicians, and outlawing tax hikes without voter approval. I'm not surrendering my power and rights to a bunch of politicians and lobbyists. I'm no on Amendment 4. Hard no on 4. Pay 4 buttons every inch, prepare governance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When you retire, the paycheck from your job will likely stop. But here's what won't stop: bills, taxes, and medical issues. Sure, there's Social Security, but that may not be enough. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group can show you potential ways to develop a new stream of income that can last as long as you live. Kind of like having your own personal pension. You won't have to worry about whether the market is up or down or who's sitting in the White House. You can spend your time instead on the things that matter, like family, friends, and doing the things you never had time to do before. Call Steve All today at 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824 and schedule a custom income review at no charge, or find us online at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Electric air taxi startup Joby Aviation is getting a